Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing on this fine day that is also a Saturday night?
Hell yeah.
Are we excited? The end is here. For this chapter, anyway, of the Alien Anthology. As we finish our finale of Destroyer of Worlds, which you can purchase right now in its physical copy, and it comes in a very nice box set filled with everything you need. Actually, I think you can order on Amazon for $30 and free shipping, so like that's great. Or you can buy the Roll20 module and also other virtual tabletop modules for whatever virtual tabletop that you enjoy. But Roll20 is the one we're using. It's a great program. It's the one you can kind of see in the little chat box here and down here. Um, but yeah, this scenario is awesome. It's huge. I've kind of been skipping a lot of stuff in order to keep us into the 3 episodes, but I really feel like if you wanted to fully dive into the meat of this, you could do three full like 4 hours, 6 hour, 5 hour sessions if you wanted to. That's how meaty this game is. But without further ado, before I go into the sponsorships, before I talk about what we're all about, it's time to honor the guest of our show. So please, as I call you out, there's no confusion, tell them who you are and who you're playing. Alex.
Hello, my name is Alex. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns, and tonight I am playing Sergeant Iona.
Arslan.
Good evening. My name is Arslan. I use he, him, and they, them pronouns. I am playing Warrant Officer Chaplain tonight.
Vide. Vide, you're muted on my end. Wait. Vide, who decided you can mute all of a sudden? All right, you're good. Say it again. I'm
Can you hear
sorry.
me now?
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
playing Ruth and Dante, Private Ruth Dante. My name is Vide. I use she, her pronouns.
And last but certainly not least, back from scenario one, Carrier of the Gods, Adelaide. Who the hell are you if they don't know already?
Honestly, sometimes I don't even know myself, but tonight I am definitely Adelaide, she, they pronouns, and I am playing Wilson, our now ex-company agent, who's just
have a little more imagination for that. My favorite shirt from Session Zero are the long sleeve shirts that have the actual writing on the sleeves. That's like my love language. I see those. I'm really hyped and excited. All right, I've done the sponsor talk. I've talked about it. We've introduced our cast. Are we ready to go back to the game, my friends?
Let's do it.
I am not ready, but I will do it.
And as we enter in Act 3, we do have to do a little bit of housekeeping gameplay sidewise. I have to give you your agendas. Oh yes, for those at home that are just tuning in, or maybe you just need a little bit of refresher, every objective you get every act, which is 3 acts in every scenario, you get a different agenda that kind of informs you. All right, first things first, let's go. Put that one off. Did a bit of adjusting so not people see it. Oh. Can everyone still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Everyone can still see me. Yeah? Okay, just making sure.
Yes, sorry.
Good, no, you're
we're
fine.
We're all
Sorry,
visually confirming, not verbally confirming.
I had a little bit of a bug slap for my graphics card. Unfortunately, it'll happen once I have too many stuff open. But we're good. We're good. I just want to make sure that we're all of course for change. All right, Chaplain, your Act 3 agenda is there.
Checking now.
Dante, you're gonna be showing everyone the objectives. That is not fun. No one who wants to do that. Ruth, your objective is now in your agenda in your handouts. Iona, buddy, how are you doing, Kale?
Okay.
Real stressed.
Well, guess what? Your agenda is also there.
Thank you.
And then last but certainly not least, Wilson, the man of the hour, prisoner of the hour. It's really funny how I've not had to change this agenda at all this entire game.
It's fit really well, weirdly. It's been, yep.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yep.
Cool. Then that means, yeah, we are ready to rock 'em, sock 'em.
Boppers.
There we go. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
More
right.
fun than a pillow fight.
Talk about memories not meant to remember. Stuff we've long since wanted buried. Well, time to go ahead and enter into Act 3, the Lion's Den. So specifically what we see, as we kind of come back to it, is we see Chaplain hit the ground. It was the last thing that we ended the episode with. As the black goo begins to descend from the sky. As this mammoth shadow of a ship kind of breaks through the clouds, stopping over the colony. The ship does not seem to be of any colony, of any force, of any side or alliance that you can make out. It looks almost unknown in nature. You see a succession of airbursts explode overhead, turning the skies pitch black as something like rain begins to fall. Panicked colonists, marines, and enemy troops alike scramble for cover, but it's too late. A churning black tar erupts from their retching throats and eyes. We see scenes of horror. A convulsing man tears at his face as a woman next to him shrieks at the clouds. The dying climb over each other, twisting in agony. Bodies bubbling and ossifying to grotesque black caricatures of life. Forsaken souls forever crying out for their absent gods. Those further from the airburst fall to their knees. Black veins spiderwebbing across splintering flesh as they crumble to dust. Other writhe in blackened snow, their skulls pulsing and limbs stretching. You are in hell. You were lucky enough to be in an area that you were able to take cover in. As your APC is gone, destroyed in that battle with the tank and the sinkhole. You're in just like basically what once was an abandoned apartment building. As you see, the black rain is just coming down until it's not. It was so far away in the sky. Got dropping very much close to downtown, where you assume the rest of where the most people would be, specifically above the spaceport. All those people gone in an instant.
Are we gonna get the hell out of here or what?
If
Y'all
you-
believe me now?
If we have to wade through hell to get there.
There is no choice in terms of whether or not we will.
And as the EMP ends, you turn to see Chaplain standing up. The EMP scrambled you for a minute or so, but good thing androids are meant to take a little bit of a beating, even in their programming.
It looks a little more languid now, but definitely mostly the same. For expressions and everything. He reaches a hand to Dante, offering them up, if they won't.
I don't think you get it. You guys are gonna get out of here, but there's not much of a way for me.
Maybe you can serve your purpose, Marine. You can help protect for as long as you're able.
Unless Chaplain here is any good at surgery, not.
I am.
Well, how much time do we even have?
From the looks of it, not much.
We're gonna cut her open in this shithole?
I have done surgery in worse conditions before. If you are willing to be my aides in this, I can do it.
You would know, Chaplain, that if whatever lab they speak of at Fort Nebraska, they do have state-of-the-art equipment. You could also turn around and go back to the medical facility and try to use one of the auto docks there, but that would be a lot more dangerous.
And a lot more risky. Yeah. And not to mention, if that black goo that we saw falling from the sky is anything resembling the substance that was holding the victims in the medical facility, I don't think we want to touch either of those. And I honestly think Chaplain's going to try his best with his medical kit to try to first diagnose where surgery needs to happen on Dante, if it can be done here, and if consented to, try to heal Dante.
All right, you want to roll just a general medical roll? Cool. Give me wits plus medical or medical aid first aid.
I am going to, while Chaplain is standing there, kind of lean over his shoulder and very, as quietly as I can, whisper over his shoulder. The last time I saw anything like this, something burst out of their chest.
I'm aware. Like I said, I will be careful.
How are you aware?
I was about to say, I feel like Wilson's just like, I don't really think you are. Just like in your head, maybe, like.
Yeah, I think instead of saying anything, like, he is just this look of immediate mistrust. Like, and maybe Chaplain's never seen anything like this. Maybe he's just like kind of not bluffing, but just being like, yeah, I've been a surgeon before. But like knowing his experience with the former android, I don't trust y'all now. Don't trust it.
Okay, wits plus medical aid, you said?
Yep.
So should I just click on the medical aid button or the wits button?
Medical aid button.
Aye, sir. I'm so sorry.
A great start.
I'm so glad this is
Nice.
diagnosis and not actually cutting in right now. Oh my God.
You're an android. Can you push?
No, androids
That-
cannot push.
Damn.
This is
But-
just diagnosis. No cuts have been made yet. Do not worry. No changes have been had. This is just how can I do it? So far.
Yeah, someone else can try to do medical aid if they want, but as you're kind of going through and looking at it, you're like, yeah, damn, I have no idea. I don't
Yeah,
know
I mean, I've seen this before. I have 2 in medical aid. Can I roll medical aid check? Because I can't remember how the descriptors work. Because the body was already dead when we found it. Was it? No,
Yeah.
it exploded when we were there.
Yes.
Because we were shooting at the thing. That's right. Okay.
So this
that's right.
and this creature did look different. Also,
Panic! It makes so much sense.
I'm gonna
It
need
makes
you to
so
roll the panic though first.
Oh, it makes so much sense. Oh man.
Ooh.
Oh
no.
boy.
It's not good.
Oof.
What are you talking about? It's great.
Oh no.
10.
So this is actually perfect. You're gonna freeze,
Yep.
Wilson. Wilson, as you look over and are kind of examining everything, you remember, right? You remember that the stuff that you saw on the station, they were infected almost.
Yep.
They took those inoculations and they started transforming into, and what specifically happened with the doctor is that something erupted from his throat when you saw the what you would know,
Right.
you wouldn't know as the neomorph, but was the neomorph.
Right.
This is different. The alien that you fought in there, the creature, was not the neomorph that you had to deal with on the Kronos. This is very much different, and as you can see, as you're kind of going and probably bringing the scanner over, there detects a foreign presence inside Private Dante's chest.
Wilson immediately takes a step back, and just, oh hell no. And I think he's going to rip off a bit of his shirt and essentially use it as like a makeshift cloth mask, like not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
And I'm gonna say you're gonna take a oh, your stress level and the stress level of all PCs in a short range around you increase by 1, so everyone increases stress by 1.
Oof.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it makes perfect sense for this, but you did get 2 successes, so
I did.
with medical, I'm gonna give you a piece of information. And Dante, do you have any damage on you currently?
No.
All right, so if you want to kind of just like homebrew just a little bit, so it gives you something, Wilson, you can ask me any other question about this, and I'll answer it truthfully.
How much longer does Ruth have?
Oh, perfect. Looking at this, you can kind of tell from roughly the dealing with the other one, it's not done growing yet, but it's entering the final stages. It'll most likely only be
hours.
It could be an hour to 3 hours.
Okay.
Oof.
So you would know specifically that if the space elevator that took you down to this place takes about 6 hours to ride completely up.
Oh, you're not making it. You're not okay.
So
okay.
unless you take this out of her before you get on the ride, she is not making it back up there.
Damn.
Whether or not you choose to share this grim fate, though, with Private Dante is up to you.
I don't think he tells the exact timing because he's also not a doctor, so he's not sure.
Yeah.
He's just guessing. But he just looks and just says, "I'm so sorry."
Chaplain's looking over while he's putting on his gloves and just arches an eyebrow.
Iona's going to be keeping an eye out, just making sure that no one has seen us and is heading our way.
Yeah.
That bad, huh? This is why, and Ruth looks back at Chaplain, this is why I told you to just fucking end it.
In my defense, I was trying to.
We've been through this argument.
Well, how much further do we have to get you guys somewhere safe?
Yeah, how far are we from the space elevator?
So it could take you roughly about half an hour from when you are, because you started going from to get back to Fort Nebraska. If for some reason, because that might be your mission, you want to complete the mission, you've confirmed all but one person, one of the deserters. So you had Wright initially. Wright died when all the when the APC went out and with the tanks and died to the squads because unfortunately they didn't really have anything. You found the bodies of Wojcik and Carvalho, but you still haven't accounted for Reese. And you've been given information that Reese was taken to the Marshal statement. That being said, the Major told you that your fate is in your own hands. The colony is bombed to a literal hell. So whether or not...
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Would we know if there's anything useful in the Marshal Station, like potential extra resources for some kind of surgery or weaponry, maybe another vehicle for transport?
Let me check my notes really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of give you a gimme here, because I think that's just a reasonable thing. So, you would know that the only thing that possibly might be here, because it's just like it's like, if there's any, if there's any bodies, you can probably find weapons on them, but mainly it's just like a jail with like, so there's not like an armory built into the Marshal station. It's only the marshals themselves would have weapons.
Okay. If it's on our way, to get out, then I don't.
So if you look at yourself on the map right now, you're pretty much, it's like a diagonal. So you could go from one to the other, but I will say to get to the marshal. So I'm gonna say that each way, probably about a half an hour walk. So you would be pushing into that hour of danger time for Dante.
I advise we make our way to the nearest exit as soon as possible.
To the fort.
To the fort.
So, I just want you to know that I'm ready for whatever's out there. And I have a lot of respect for what Hammer did. And even if I don't get to, get out and go home, that doesn't mean that the rest of you can't. So, let's fucking go before I change my mind. And
Iona awkwardly pats Ruth on the back.
If it helps any, as he's saying he's packing up and getting ready to go, so we keep getting moving. If it helps any, I'm going to make sure that you're not the only one that stays behind. I have a feeling we're going to need to. Two people are going to need to hold the door. This is a feeling I don't have based on anything else. Iona and Wilson, was it? Looks over at Wilson.
What about it? You think I'm staying here on this planet?
I'm not assuming it. I'm assuming quite the opposite, that you two will need to be the ones that get out. I want to stay with Dante and make sure that at the absolute minimum, whatever they deal with is not dealt with alone.
I'll fight as much to the last. He seems uncertain as he says this.
No offense, but I'm not sure why we should be sacrificing a human life here.
1 or 3.
How long is she gonna stay that human?
Assume the clock is ticking, I suppose. I don't have
I meant you.
Me? Well,
why are we taking him over you? Oh wait, Iona. You said Iona and you're staying behind. Sorry, I was thinking.
Chaplain.
Take all that away. Sorry.
That's okay. Chaplain, for the record and clarity, was saying that Iona and Wilson need to make it out, and he does not care if Chaplain doesn't make it out.
Yeah, Chum.
Stay with Dante to make sure that whatever they deal with is dealt with dignity and not alone.
Gotcha.
That's what my RPG launcher's for, friend. Well,
I
the
got a
dignity I need
bazooka.
right there.
Then
Cool. Anyway.
let's go.
Mm.
And you head to Fort Nebraska, the only place off this goddamn rock.
Where is it located on our
So
map?
it should be in that that
South.
blue circle in that right. If you see, it says Fort Nebraska.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's-
literally right in the middle of the entire colony.
JK.
Yeah.
The bottom portion is just a zoomed in version of Fort Nebraska. That's not where it's located on the map, much like Hawaii and Alaska. Believe it or not, they're not near each other. Wild. Who would have known?
Who said that? As you begin the horrible walk back, you can't really run because you want to avoid walking into the black sludge that is literally like it's covering almost everywhere.
Fuck.
And it's bad. It is like beyond war crimes bad. As you can see, going down the desolate streets of the colony, you can see brutalized bodies just strewn across a dozen of these misshapen people that have just suffered agony in their last few moments as they look to the sky, maybe in respite, hoping that heaven would find them, instead met with literal hell.
And
And then,
I
Mhm.
want to make sure, keeping an eye out to see if there's anything slithering out of the muck towards us. That's about all you can
nothing
think of.
towards you, but you can see in the rubble, particularly this monstrous being that kind of looks like a human but isn't. Actually, Agent Wilson, this looks very similar to what you saw in the Cronus with the elongated arms and the almost bulbous head forming. As you can see, a man is feasting on what looks to be a dead comrade. They both look like in worker uniforms, and this creature, this once human, is just clawing and gnawing on one of the limbs of this dismembered colonist. You can see the elongated tongue come out and slurp up, trying to break into the marrow as crunching can be heard. Everyone take a stress.
Oh god. What happens when we hit max stress again?
You cap out and then you're rolling a lot of stress, but
Okay.
Do we need to
But
make
I'm
a panic roll when we take stress?
No. You only make panic rolls when you roll 1 or under specific things, but
Got it.
when a truly terrifying event occurs, do you think that clarifies right now?
I mean,
I
Oh,
think so.
definitely.
Everyone
will
Definitely.
panic
We did
for
not
me.
see them eating each other like
Yeah.
it was like full monster. It wasn't like partial.
Yeah, you
Human.
never got to see someone die enough. As long as no one
Mhm.
screams, you're pretty sure it's not going to
Yay.
see you. So, okay, Iona freezes.
yep.
Dante, you're trembling. You're going to take a -2 agility for the scene. Or -2 to all your agility rolls for the scene.
Oh
Chaplain,
wait, are we
you
all
don't-
rolling? Oh,
Yeah, except for
gotcha.
Chaplain.
Okay.
Chaplain says lol amount to your stress rolls.
Wilson also freezes. And you're both all going to take another I'll say you all take another stress level, because freeze is
Oh my.
supposed to give 1, but I'm going to cap it out at 1 so we don't go wild here.
You know, on a level from 1 to 10, my theoretical stress level, I feel like I'm at about an 8 right now.
Oof.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yep.
He freezes in his tracks and just sort of pauses and is staring openly, slack-jawed. Kind of a fascination more than a fear.
It does seem that this humanoid has almost divulged into nothing more than an animal. As it literally is like kind of hunched over, almost on all fours, just ripping and tearing.
Is it the only one in the area?
The only live one that you see. You
And
can
doesn't
see-
seem to have noticed us.
No, it is too busy enjoying its feast. You could pass by this if you wanted to. No one screamed in that whole endeavor. It doesn't see you.
Mm,
Oh, we're leaving. We're leaving.
quietly. Once we are able to.
Chaplain will, like, seeing Iona pause, just nudge Iona in the shoulder, the one that's facing towards the monster, to get his attention.
So you want to try to get the monster's attention? Sorry.
No. Iona's attention.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I
I'm
knew
going to
it.
intentionally TPK the monster's Lamau. I'm really
Chaplain, what is it?
staring at it's not going to get us to the fort any quicker. You need to move as well.
Absolutely right, Chaplain.
Question.
Yes. Answer.
Who is highest in chain of command right now out of the four of us?
Iona, right?
It would be Sergeant Iona, then Chaplain, then Dante, then Wilson.
Okay, just making sure. I'm used to Navy, so I was trying to figure out where Sergeant was on the enlisted rankings.
So it's funny because you
remember.
were the highest chain of command until Hammer died and got replaced with the sergeant. This Hammer was private as well, but
I'm actually going to say that I think probably Sergeant and Chaplain have maybe worked together before.
Probably.
So they've been through some stuff. You would know Iona to be kind of gung-ho, but usually stays behind. So the fact that he's out of the APC is a bit unusual. I mean, obviously, everything about this is unusual.
That's probably why he's being direct and going, like, Iona focus. We need to keep moving and not stare at a thing that looks like it will snap us like a Slim Jim.
But he's not leading. He's probably trying to stay close to the middle of the...
If everyone's okay, I don't mind leading.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Yes, sir.
I'll hold up the rear. Slow as shit anyway. But at least I can cover our 6.
Can I have taken one of the deserters' assault rifles? Or do we have enough time to get any? Or like
Ooh.
an assault rifle, because there's going to be so many bodies of Marines and insurgents on the way
I could
out.
say you can grab an assault rifle. Yeah.
Cool.
Wait.
Can I get like one of the older model non-pulse rifles, like a ballistic?
Yeah.
rifle?
No. That's for then you're buying an insurgent rifle, so you're getting like an old school like their model like the AK-47.
Okay. Cool. And you see when he picks it up, basically pulls off the webbing, having mags, puts the webbing on, checks, opens, does the whole thing, and just keeps moving, like he's been used to this before.
Practiced hand for a peaceful man.
No one ever said it was peaceful. I just don't like being defenseless in the world of hell.
Fair enough.
None of us should be right now.
Less talking to get attention, more moving to the destination.
Pick up the pace a little bit.
Unless
As you
our
hear-
friend wants to divulge anything. Because he's giving a very pointed look towards Wilson at this point.
What he asked? What?
If you wanted to divulge anything.
What do you give me that look for? I told you all I know.
How are you familiar with what Dante is dealing with?
I've already told you this. The story about me exploding the ship, not true. This was on the ship.
Ah. So you're okay. Forgive my suspicion of you then. Goes back to moving.
As you walk, getting closer and closer to Fort Nebraska, about yay here. You're only a couple streets away now. You see something as you stumble across a forest of petrified corpses. It looks like Pompeii in here. If you ever read the kind of history books. In the quiet colony square, all upright, twisting in agony and reaching for the sky. If you saw this in a museum, you might consider it art, but here, it's just terror. And something here that kind of breaks your heart a little bit And I won't go into too much detail, just because of the nature of what this is. You see someone that seems to be no older than 10 years old, a young boy wandering through the streets calling out for his mother. And you think for a second to call out to him. And you could still if you want to, but you would notice immediately that underneath his skin, you can see black veins that have appeared and have almost bulging across.
I think Wilson crosses himself, like Catholic, and just looks away.
Iona just doesn't look, keeps going.
You see why we gotta move?
Chaplain looks conflicted. And he's looking at his pistol with the improvised silencer on it.
I'm not gonna stop you. It's a better death.
I can't watch.
Looks at Dante.
Dante looks at the ground. I can't make that call.
It would weigh on my conscience. He shakes his head and keeps moving.
And as you all keep moving, you don't see it. But as the camera kind of is facing you, you can see in the background, you can see the infection fully spreads as he goes terminal only a few moments later and collapses into dust. And you move. Arriving at good old Fort Nebraska. Oh, let me go ahead and grab your tokens. I apologize.
Let's see what we got here.
Ooh, this is big.
I love me a good blueprint.
Yeah, I love when they this game how they're like, yeah, you're the Marines. You would just have the blueprints to everything. And specifically, I'm trying to find where I'm going to put you.
We're at North Bastion level 1.
Yes. So it's funny because you're actually in this like open area right here. Not even that far in. So. As you come across, hey, thank you for the bits. Thank you, Sound White Ghost. I appreciate you. And hello, Dante. Welcome to the chat. You come across the familiar base where your whole journey started, honestly. It was a golden time for all of you. One could even say this place was once a monument to the order that the Marines stood for. But now, as you look now, you can see parts of it have... It stood most of it. Parts of it have collapsed in, though there is fire and from the attacks that have rained down. The anti-air rifles have looked like they have done their course, and some of them laid scattered across the ramparts. There is no perimeter guards to greet you. In fact, the only thing that awaits you in the open area is what seems to be the signs of a hard fight. Several bodies of dead Marines scatter the landscape. Alongside them, even more insurgents, dead UPP soldiers. Blood trail and carnage. And amongst it, you see one familiar person standing across sitting at one of the covers, dead. You can see it because you see the white-handed hilt of the antique, beautiful sword, as you see Major Hatfield, who was giving you orders from the very beginning. Around him lay the corpses of no less than 5 UPP soldiers.
Does the sword have blood on it?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, is he dead or alive?
He is dead. He dies. His eyes are closed. It looks like he didn't die from the initial impact, but rather the wounds. As you can see, several gunshots litter his body. His once robotic arm is in tatters. And he rests his head like a Marine just taking a nap. If you stared at him, you might even think to yourself he's breathing at one point. But that would be your eyes playing tricks. That's actually your eyes playing tricks. It's not. He's not actually. It looks like as you follow the bloody trail, he's dragged himself over here.
Sergeant sort of like takes off a little cap he's got, puts it over his chest for a second. We gotta go.
Are his eyes open or closed?
They're closed. Resting in the remnants of his robotic hand are his dog tags.
Chaplain will walk over, gingerly try to remove his sword and his dog tags.
You also notice something else, Chaplain. As around his neck, on a chain, you see his major level access key card.
Doink. He's not careful about that. He just takes the fucking chain.
Yes. Get it.
He will give the dog tags to Iona and offer them the blade, but he's holding on to the key card.
Me?
You're the one in the chain of command right now.
I'm not sure how good a sword will be, but I'll carry it.
Doesn't need to be good at it. Just keep on. Again, and he straightens up a bit. I have a plan for here, if you are willing to listen.
All right. Iona takes the sword and... Is there a sheath?
Oh, yeah.
Buckles that sheath on. He's trained in close combat, so even if he's not necessarily a sword wielder, he's trained with a variety of different weapons.
Hell yeah. All right. I have a plan for here, but it is not a simple one, and I do not know the full details. But I would like all of your assistance if you are willing to listen to me and hear me out. You are not required to participate. This is...
As far as I can tell, I might be the highest command we have access to. So,
Yes.
take it away, Chaplain.
And looks towards Dante and Wilson for further consent before going on. I'm just double checking out of character beforehand because I don't want to take the scene and everything like that. All right.
Aye, chap.
The last thing that, as you're walking away, that you all see is as you get a look at the UPP soldiers that are dead around him, they look absolutely terrified. And what a badass you must have to be terrified of a one-armed old man.
With a sword.
Yes.
Cavalry saber, right?
Yep.
Fair enough. I'm surprised you keep that shit sharp. You only use it for cutting cake. Anyway, plan.
Seem to cut through them easy enough.
That's why I'm surprised. He'll pull up his blueprint of the place and take a look at it again. I have enough reason to believe that the access to the space elevator for your exit will be on sublevel 1. For obvious reasons. There might be an opportunity to get onto it with Bastion level 2. There's an airlock there, but I don't know if it will be touched or not. Again, most of this is just based off of blueprints. However, I would like to point out for the record that I'm going to try to get myself at the absolute minimum to the reactor core. You do not have to join me, like I mentioned before. And for the
Why?
record, so you know how I was mentioning that I am somewhat familiar with what affliction Dante has?
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose.
I was aware of what was going on in Fort Nebraska.
You caused all this?
No, thankfully not. I was aware of it.
Aware of what, Chaplain?
How do we word it? Checks notes. Checks my notes harder.
They're running experiments on these people, is my guess.
Project Light Force was what its name was. Unsanctioned bioweapons test taking place on sublevel 3.
Unsanctioned?
Unsanctioned. It was unfortunately, I believe, a, shall we say, collaboration between Marines and a certain corporation we all seem to know and love.
Weyland-Yutani.
Wait, so you mean you knew this whole time and you didn't do a damn thing about it?
Kind of hard to do something about it when the place is going up in flames.
And the one running the experiments is also the highest ranked person here.
Thank you, disembodied voice.
Did I know about this at all?
No, Sergeant Iona, you would not.
His hand is sort of trembling on the sheath.
And you have a feeling that probably the Major didn't even know about this.
Who authorized you?
Colonel Myers,
Colonel.
the CEO. The CEO.
And you flash back to a second where Wright is telling you about Colonel Myers' pet project got onto them. And Ruth, you vaguely remember when you were staying here for the med labs on Fort Nebraska, that's where you were covering. You vaguely remember Colonel Myers visiting you a few times.
I mean, you salute so many officers after a while. You know. You just learn to stand in line and keep your head down.
So judging by the blueprints, you would know that the entrance to the space elevator is on sublevel 1 or 2. It's level 1 contains like storage areas, commissary, the armory even, and it's the first level. That's where the entrance is. If you were to make your way up to level 2, that's where the you would know, Chaplain, the Apollo mainframe is. Going even deeper to sublevel 2 is where the maintenance and the reactor core are.
Do I know any details about the type of reactor it is? Not like how to do it, but like what type of reactor is it?
It's a fusion reactor, the nuclear.
I'm trying to remember if they have abilities to melt down or.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You would be surprised if it's not already in the process of melting down.
That's a good point. He does still like turn to the group and go. I would like to put it this way. There is a reason I couldn't do anything, and that reason has now very clearly passed on the torch. I intend to do something about it. This is how. If absolutely nothing else, I don't want this to keep going. I feel like this is a good reason enough for me to at least, rest under the fig tree, so to speak.
And all of you would know, because all of you would know that mostly here everything's powered by the nuclear reactor. And even Wilson, you would know because you've seen it happen before on your ship at a smaller scale. Mm-hmm. You could easily rig it and blow this entire colony, wiping whatever they had going on here out, if you wanted to. But that would also require you venturing deeper into danger.
And do we think there's any surviving colonists at this point?
No clue. Personally, no clue.
If they are, they won't be for long.
There may be survivors in sub-levels, but if I had to hazard a guess, the bioweapons may have gotten to them by now. Maybe. I don't know. If the bioweapon experiments that I was privy to are what we saw outside, as in the spider-looking motherfuckers. Yes, out of character, he is a fucking synthetic calling them spider-looking motherfuckers.
Of course.
He shrugs and goes, that's the best I can think of right now. That we're not going to have the time or luxury to care about survivors.
If it comes down to my authority, and it appears it has, then yes, our top priority is confirming an escape route. Make sure nothing else jeopardizes.
Then how about we try to make our way to sub-level 1, make sure the space elevator is working, and make sure we have a way out, then try to do the reactor. That way, if the reactor for some reason doesn't go up, or we don't get a chance to, we at least have a way out. That is my recommendation, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Stop calling me yes, sir. You're the one in command.
He just blushes. He's embarrassed himself. Not like a cute blush way, but like he's nervous and he's deferring to you, and he shouldn't be, and he knows it.
There's a smile on Chaplain's face, but he still is like, Unless anyone has any other ideas or suggestions or anything like that. Like, again, I do not want to take up the entirety of this plan. I feel a little self-conscious doing it.
It's your plan, man.
You seem to be the one who's keeping the most cool right now, so thanks.
Synthetic.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier, I'd imagine.
I haven't seen you guys for a while. You all help in that regard, and that is why I'm willing to go this far.
All right, let's see.
I'm giving you the maps for Fort Nebraska as well as the North Bastion.
Okay, we've got level 1, reactor. That's the climber car.
So you're actually having separate handouts and download all the.
Got it.
So you said the space elevator takes 6 hours to get out?
Yeah. It takes it says an entire shift, which is 6 to 8 hours.
So...
Are you telling me we have to Halo Reach?
Chaplain? Do you think that there's any chance that we're going to be able to buy them enough time to get the fuck off this place?
If we move fast and decisively, most likely. We must operate like we can, and not that we're just trying for something. Do you understand?
I don't have 6 hours.
Then we'll do the best that we can. We've done faster and better work in time pressure before, Private Dante.
But if we... listen, the nuclear shit isn't exactly my forte. I'm used to blasting shit, but not that way.
He just points at the oil tanks.
What I'm trying to say is, if you and I get to the reactor and they're still on their way up, any idea how big this is gonna blow? Because...
Are you familiar with something called the Enola Gay?
Actually, yes, I am.
Then you know how big this can be.
So, with that being said, we need to get them out.
Then we're on the same page. Let's go.
Ruth just gets like frustrated and a little bit flustered because I don't think she's like really trying to like. She's trying to make the point that like, if we're gonna blow this motherfucker, like, how long? If it takes them that long to get out with the space elevator, and we're blowing shit up down here.
It's gonna... The synchronicity of the timing kind of thing?
Yeah. Seems a little sketch.
Then, yeah. Wait a minute. Is there a way we can check the status of the elevator from here?
We're on level 1.
Are there any computer banks or anything like that around here?
There's the armory.
You have to go inside.
Well, yeah, there's offices, lobby. No. I think we're just going to make as direct a beeline for the space elevator as we can.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Hold on. I see elevators, or like in base elevators here. Hold on. There is an elevator in the lobbies for each. Actually, there isn't. Yeah, there's lobbies right in the entrances.
To some level 1, and yep. So we can enter. We want to use the west or east lobby.
I would say east lobby because there's also a ladder way there in case the elevators aren't working.
All right, then east lobby, looking to the left for the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You got this, Iona.
He does push through and lead the way. Pushing through that entrance using the key card if we need it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, out of character, I'm so proud of you guys. Like I feel so self-conscious about like going like Chaplain has a plan and stuff like that, but like also I'm just sitting here going, wow, heroism, yes, good. We're all gonna die, but yes, good.
Having a plan in a tabletop game couldn't be.
I have a plan. The plan's to fucking die, but also do it while murder. Like
Die while squeezing a trigger.
Murder.
All right, so our very specifically as we start this final leg of the trip, which way do you go in?
East lobby.
All right.
Before we go in, anyone better with observation things than me? Because I said I'd be holding up the rear, but somebody somewhere maybe might want to do a little sweepy.
I'm checking.
Fiona sucks.
A little careful corner time.
Check your corners. I actually do have observation.
Well, chap, I think you'd be great in the front. I'll stay in the back.
I'm glad to see your accents returned.
Yeah.
Rolling observation with your consent.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
actually, there's one thing I want to do after that too.
Okay.
Rolling observation now. I would like roll 20 to actionable threat redacted.
Hee.
I have not aced any rolls this entire game.
I think that's the point. Remember when we thought the game was broken the first episode?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this must be broken. We're all rolling zeros and ones. And Nick just cackled.
Actionable threat redacted.
And was like, you sweet summer children.
You have 1 out of 6 chance for every dice roll.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to Cortex, so I'm just like, kind of thing.
Do we though?
So if you roll 6 so you've been rolling 6 dice, so you're just on the bad side of luck. You should have rolled at least 1 success. But it's okay. As you enter into the entrance, so are you all heading to the same place together, or are you splitting up to try to cover more ground?
Together.
I believe the plan is we're all going together to get to from level 1 to sub-level 1 to make sure that the space elevator is working and that Iona and Wilson have an exit and start going. And then once they do, Dante and Chaplain will go try to figure out how to make the reactor blow.
Okay.
That's the plan currently? Am I remembering correctly?
So Dante, you're like, no, the medical stuff's not going to work. You're going at your...
It seems like a waste of time. The amount of time it's going to take to save me, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Emmer had the right idea about things. Take him out with you.
Okay, I respect it. As you go in, Chaplain, you do see a computer.
Ooh, shiny. No, he doesn't actually say it was shiny. That feels real out of character for
Do you like scan the major's card?
Yes.
As you go through, and I see a dog in the camera. Oh, hi, doggy.
Puppy.
Hi, doggy. You're my favorite customer.
As you see, like, as you scan through the Major's key card, you notice that you see the map, and you get the map pulled up for everything, and you see something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's no map, but there's another sublevel. Sublevel 3.
3. Which is probably where the experiments were taking
Hell
place.
no. Hell no.
course, of
Hell
course.
no.
As a wise man once said, hell to the no.
Hell no.
And it really says, not without Apollo access.
Do we have the keycard for Apollo access?
I think so.
You would have to go to the mainframe, which is listed on floor 2.
Wait a minute.
Is there an inoculation?
Did you share this with the group that there's a sub-level 3 yet?
He hasn't made any effort to hide it. He's just going, oh, hell no.
Chap, what could possibly be more hell no?
Well, we found the sublevel that the experiments were taking place on.
Could there be some kind of cure down there?
Wright was inoculated. That's what she told you. And she didn't, and she was with you for a long time and showed no signs of distress like Dante is.
True. He pauses for a second.
The ability to preserve life. Your life, Dante.
And if not that, the opportunity for, if this spreads to other places, for other people to possibly preserve life.
I don't know if that's how inoculations work, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to come before the thing, not after. So for others, yeah, I mean, if you guys want to take some, souvenirs for the road, be my guest, but I'm pretty sure I got inoculated for this too. Remember?
Has Dante been inoculated for this?
I mean,
I think Dante was inoculated, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and Wright said that they gave her the inoculation after the incident happened.
Wright said that Wright received it after?
Yeah, so
or that Dante received it after?
No, that Wright received it after. So the whole reason that led out to their breakout, what Wright was explaining, is that they went down into the labs. One of whatever Myers is working on, one of them got inside each of them, and then that Myers was having the scientists give them inoculations, and two of them got it, and 2 of them disagreed, and broke them all out, which led to everyone running away in the first place.
So it did kill me from talking to these escapees.
Yeah.
We've gained the information that these inoculations can kill something that's growing inside.
It worked for Wright, and you're assuming Carvalho didn't get it, and look what happened to him. Neither did Wojcik,
and I took it.
And Wilson did take an inoculation, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Do you think we can get down there, Chaplain?
Thanks for a second. If all 4 of us, possibly, my main concern again is the bioweapons are probably going to be down there. Most likely, we're going to have to fight our way through. So far, we've been okay, but we're not dealing with insurgents down there. We're going to be dealing with the thing that Hammer had to blow himself up to kill. Multiples of them, I'm reckoning. I don't know what their resistances are. I don't know what they fight like. I'm assuming they're going to be not pleasant, for lack of a better term. Do you want to?
For the sake of making sure we just finish everything on time, what is the plan? What is the next line of action? Sorry, I don't mean to cut everyone off. I love this. I just want to make sure that we all have time to enjoy everything.
No, I got you.
I'm going to say that Sergeant, probably, he's not a brave man, so he will, even though he should be in command, he would flop either way for going straight to the space elevator or trying to get the inoculation.
I would say Chaplain's plan is he wants to confirm that the space elevator works first and get the people who can escape done, and then, if possible, go for the vaccine, then the reactor.
Then blow everything to high hell.
Yeah, basically get as much as we can out, then blow it.
Okay.
Everyone in agreement with the plan?
Yeah, Ruth's on the same page. She wants to make sure that the people who can be saved, 100% certainty, get the fuck out before it's too late for them to escape too. And if there's any chance at saving herself, great. But at this point, she's not really optimistic. And if she has to blow some shit up, take it down with her, she's ready.
Okay, so then
Alright.
to the space elevator first.
You take the elevators down.
I'm not being overbearing, am I? He asks.
Like
Chaplain.
as the elevator's going down.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Literally.
I'm literally just here because my freaking discharge paperwork went through right as soon as this bullshit went down. I should be on my way home.
None of us should be here.
We don't have a choice in our fate. We still gotta actually do things, though.
Yep. Well, then let's keep quiet from now on. If there are bioweapons lurking around in this facility, we move cautiously. And he's gonna basically command. I know we're not in combat, but like, if he's gonna use that command skill, which I believe I can add a +1 modification to someone's action on like being stealthy. So if I command someone to be stealthy, I can get a +1 mod to it.
You definitely can do that.
Sweet.
Let's fucking go.
And as you kind of emerge, you can feel the sounds of crackling. As you as the elevator door opens, and you see there's a raging fire around the surrounding area here.
Fuck
me.
Collapsed tunnels. It seems something went down here.
Dante kind of looks at everyone and rips a piece of her shirt off and instructs everyone to kind of do the same as
Wilson has one.
Wilson has with the mask. Now for the smoke more than anything, to try and make sure that they can still breathe. Because who knows what's been burning. In that what that is. So
just checking, synthetics do not take smoke damage, right? Just checking.
No.
Cool.
Looking around, doesn't have the observation. Some kind of battle went down here, or something like escaped and burst through.
And that's when you hear the... As you look over and you see a strange sight. What you do not expect to see is you see 4 Marines, but they're not Marines anymore, as they have the elongated arms and bulbous type bulging heads, and they're fighting, not each other, but locked in close combat with 3 of those creatures that you saw in the hospital. The black armored alienoids with the spiked bats, a long lance tail that's actually more fierce looking, because what you saw in the hospital was a drone. This is a soldier, as its bulb is more spiked and armor and bridge, and they're fighting amongst each other. As you see one of these xenomorphs launch and jump onto one of the anthemas, what they call the freak anthemas, and they're just trying to claw in. They're just fighting each other, unbeknownst to your presence.
Fuck.
Dante slaps the fucking closed door button 10 times to Tuesday.
Oh wait, are you not even stepping out of the... So I'm assuming you've stepped out of the elevator and seen this. Are you trying to get back to the elevator? So this is happening right around here in the staging. The elevator, you can check the space elevator if you like. It's right there.
Oh man. It's like right there.
Yeah, you would have to sneak up there just to make sure, but they don't recognize you right now.
Who's the sneakiest sneaker that's ever snuck?
I'm a clank, so
Iona says,
sneak.
Wilson, go.
Go where?
The elevator, check it.
Oh God. Yeah, Wilson, baffled. Will try and sneak over.
You can take a +1 modifier to that.
Sure.
Yep, roll your stealth as the fire is ringing around you, and then we're gonna
Where's stealth?
sorry, mobility.
Mobility.
Mobility
Okay.
plus Yeah, this is actually an event in the module.
Not good. Not good.
NG.
Not good.
With the +1?
Oh my god, you get one success.
God.
Roll your panic roll. It might not matter. So your stress level plus a d6.
9. Fuck.
What are you carrying in your hand right now?
I probably got my little pistol, probably.
You drop your pistol. It doesn't make any
Okay.
noise but you're out without the weapon right now.
Okay.
As you
that's
get
fine.
over to the space elevator, and you have to like cover your mouth because there's fire and smoke. So
Okay.
you just need the door is locked, but you can definitely unlock it and activate the elevator if you want.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're gonna do a Comtech roll, but you're gonna do it at a -1 modification because all the fire is around you right now.
Oh no. It's already at a 0.
As you kind of go through and the creatures are fighting and you're like, please. You hit the button and you can see it starts to a loud noise as a cacophony runs through, and you can see one of the xenomorphs turns very slowly to look at you.
Oh my god.
You look to the elevator where the rest of your comrades are.
Does anyone have grenades on their belts, out of curiosity?
Dante.
I don't think,
Out of character, do you mind if I try reaching for one and try to distract them with it?
we got, like, if we're fighting these bad boys, if we got their attention, we gotta give it all we got.
The other three are still in the elevator, so you could easily be like, deuces. But the problem is, Wilson's got to make it back to the elevator.
Is the elevator have to be held open is the question? Or is it going to just stay open?
It'll
Now
stay
that-
open until it's a military elevator, so it'll stay open. It's their freights. Oh, the space elevator will stay open. It's fine. You've unlocked the space elevator, so now it's easy to get into.
So, can we enter the space elevator from any sub-level? Or do we have to enter it from here?
You can enter from any sub-level.
Oh god, thank
You
you.
just have to call it.
Okay. So, Wilson has to, like, make it to back to the elevator or enter.
So Wilson either has to make it to the elevator that you're all in now, which is just the fort elevator, or, I mean, Wilson could very much take the space elevator up right now and leave you.
Fuck. I want Adelaide to be here because I think Iona would, out of panic, slam his hand on the elevator door so it would shut. Because we can enter the space elevator from a different floor. Wilson can take this space elevator now, and then we can go enter it from another floor.
Well, the problem is if Wilson takes the elevator now and goes all the way up, that's a 6-hour ride.
We won't be able to get in.
But Wilson could technically take the elevator down, to the
So we would
sub-level
have to-
too.
Is there like a game show about this where you have to basically like trust the other person not to screw you over kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to Alien the RPG.
We have to shout out to Wilson, take it down to the next lower level.
Loud, big movements of point down, point down.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Versus 7 xenomorphs.
I just love the idea that, like, yes.
No, this is Dante's hand ready to slap the fucking elevator button as this is going down. She was literally like about to fucking be like, nope. And then was like, freeze frame.
Can we do a break maybe?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a 5-minute break and we can come back and
Sweet.
Go straight back into hell. See y'all in a minute. Hello, everyone. You might be noticing someone's missing here. Unfortunately, Adelaide had to leave for RL reasons. Adelaide is in our hearts and prayers and all that good shit. But we put ourselves in a very nice situation that honestly could not have ended any more perfectly, as Wilson looks at the xenomorph, looks at y'all, and then dips into the space elevator, slamming it shut. As the xenomorph collides in with it at the last possible second, not able to bring it in. And you see as the space elevator begins to climb.
He's doomed us.
Upon seeing this, Dante just goes, "Fuck!" and slams the closed door button on their elevator, which her hand was already freeze framed right over it, with the hope that they could get Wilson back with them.
Mm.
And you see, just as the door closed, the xenomorph focuses its eyes on you. And that awesome sound effect happened, so it was perfect.
We begin to descend to sublevel 2, then.
What's on everyone's mind as you descend?
Iona just wants to get out of here. He's trained in combat and weaponry, but he is a high-ranking cog, but a cog in the machine. He didn't have knowledge of any experiments. He's seen violence that he's never faced before. He's pale and trembling, and he's trained to be in command, but he now has the lives of these people directly in hands that are not very capable. So, honestly, he's just panicking, thinking about any kind of escape route for himself.
There has to be another way out here. There has to be.
Yeah.
And as you come through, you emerge onto the level. The area is partially caved in. And you can see that something is nestled in the space elevator shaft. Standing upright, like facing directly up, there is a drop ship that has somehow collapsed from the collapse of the above, has fallen partially into the shaft. And you could see, looking up, the space elevator is climbing and climbing and climbing, barely a dot at this point. But the dropship looks like enough steady piloting could probably get it through this tunnel.
You know who's really good at piloting things?
I have some training in it.
I mean, I'm fine, I guess, at like machinery, but piloting isn't exactly my thing.
It's agility plus piloting, so if anyone has a good agility score, you might be able to finagle it.
I've flown one of those before, multiple times.
You've flown one before?
In training. Well, I haven't flown one. 4 or 5 years.
That's fine. That's perfect. Let's go. Wait.
I flew on simulators.
And then Ruth stops, realizing she can't just go.
There is a hope for us to be able to get out of here, you included. Sublevel 3, remember? If they have the inoculations that work...
We just lost another capable hand. Someone to hold a gun and point it.
Yes. They were gonna fuck us up anyway.
I still got 2.
Fine. Let's just... Sublevel 3, let's go. There's no time for any waffling now.
You type in the code custom for sublevel 3. Access denied.
Major key card.
Access denied. Apollo
Fuck,
access
right.
required.
Shit. God damn it.
Apollo
where's
access.
Where's
That's-
Apollo?
Sublevel 2?
Sublevel
That's base station 2.
Base station 2. How far is that?
2 floors up. However, this is the floor that has the fusion reactor on it.
Can we set a countdown for the... I mean, how long is it going to take us, out of character, to get to the fusion reactor and then up to Apollo and then to the dropship?
It'll take a bit. Like, you could probably be running around for a bit, but it's not like you're going to set the... So the way that it works in Alien, if you really want to set the fusion reactor to blow, it's going to take a while. Like, it's going to take a shift, so at least, like, 7 to 8 hours to blow.
All right,
very
then.
conveniently up to the...
Very
Sounds good.
cinematic space elevator moment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Explosions as you launch to safety.
All right, then reactor, Apollo mainframe, sublevel 3 dropship.
Yes. Chaplain?
Aye, sir.
We head over to that reactor.
No, there are 2 ways to reactors. You pull up your code. You can go through the regular way, which is to go through the power walk. As you look at the power walk, there is debris and there is fire and smoke.
Mm.
It will be a risky run as it's very cluttered, and you're going to have to fire. That being said, you also notice, I think Iona and I think everyone notices they're kind of huddled around the map. You could go through Econ 1 into the workforce weapons lift, and you would be crawling one at a time, but you could take the shafts.
Oh my god, the shafts. I mean, I've seen Alien. I don't want to be in those shafts.
As you hear noises from above, echoing through the walls.
I'm going to suggest power walk.
Power walk.
I'd rather us not get caught in what effectively could be a microwave.
Not with
Points.
fire spreading through the building.
I'm
Are there
not a
any
big
fire
fan of
extinguishers?
Spaces, so if we could maybe not go that way.
Are there any fire extinguishers around the reactor or anything that would be used like that?
So as you look out, most of the fire extinguishers have already been used and have been cluttered to the floor.
Okay.
Are there blast doors, perhaps?
There are blast doors right here.
Do you think we can, sorry, correction, for power walk, are the doors like able to be airtight sealed? I.e., can we choke the fire out of
No,
oxygen?
because it's actually like a grated walkway.
Damn it.
Mm. All right. Let's do marching order for power walk.
Fancy footwork. I guess.
Chaplain in front, Iona in the middle, Dante in back. Protect the highest ranking officer.
He's
Sounds
not going to
good to me.
argue with you.
Sounds good
All
to
right.
me.
Can you move yourselves to the beginning of the power walk, please?
Yeah.
Just so I know which token to delete for.
1 second. I forgot which token I'm at. Ah, here I am.
Yeah, you're that one.
Hello. Oh, power walk, right.
I don't even know
Beginning.
what. Oh, there I am.
Let's say like, hello, we're gonna go through the power tunnels now.
Okay. We are so screwed.
That was the point of playing an alien game.
Wait. Where are you?
Dante. Okay, I'll move you.
Thanks. I'm trying to move me. Oh, thanks.
They're moving across.
Oh,
the
I
power.
thought Iona's token was my token.
No,
I was like,
you're
where?
fine. It said Private Dante. I'm hoping it's Private Dante.
The pictures are similar, and I have it zoomed in 200%, and it's still too small for my eyes.
As you march through the power walk, I need everyone, as you're kind of going through, like it's very hellish and as you can see, the smoke, the debris, the general shittiness of the grate. I need you to make mobility checks to cross this.
Okay.
If you don't, you risk falling off.
It's gonna be great.
Based on my rolls I've had this game so far. Oh wait, mobility.
Plus the
All right.
Wait, how do I add it?
Oh, you just do mobility.
And then do I
Oh,
add
thank God.
my agility modifier?
No, it's already should be
It
calculated.
should be in. Okay. Oh,
All right.
Okay, and mobility. Ah, there we are.
Yes.
That is 3 successes.
Yes.
And I
Yeah, you have
we
stunts.
have those extra successes. Let's see. What do we get?
panicking.
So
Not to
specifically,
fucking freak it.
we'll do the So you're doing mobility. Okay. So you can give 1/6 to someone or +1 into a later related roll. Everyone succeeded, which is good.
Yeah, taking the +1 forward is going to be really useful. So
Yeah. So anyone that rolled more than 1, you can take the +1 forward. I think would probably be the only thing applicable here.
So all of us. Woo. Oh wait,
Well,
no.
Nope. Chaplain only rolled 1.
Chaplain.
And I need Dante to give me a panic roll, please.
Oh, I would love to do that. We're panicking here in this chat. Very panicked.
And that is a 10. This
Vide,
is
please.
perfect.
Vide,
This
please.
is perfect.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
You make it away. You two make it across the power walk into the maintenance pit, and you turn around, and Vide, you're not sure if it's just because Dante's just like finally like out of it. I'm tired of doing it anymore. But it just feels like it's too much. And as you get to the middle, you just like stop and you freeze. But for good measure too, as you freeze at one of the vents, as something drips onto your shoulder.
Oh shit.
no.
You see the face of the large black alienoid xenomorphic creature as it leans forward towards you, almost enthralling you in its gaze for a second, spit dripping onto you as its tail circles your neck. It leans in close as it opens its mouth. And then, the two of you see this too as you look back. And then, almost like tasting the air, it cocks its head at you and retreats back into the vent. As if it doesn't need to do anything about you.
Ooh.
Almost looking at you with a maternal instinct behind it. Before it shrinks back into the shaft and disappears from sight. You can even think for a second, and you can remember the cold hardness as it even nuzzled against your head for a moment. Gain a stress, Ruth. And then you make your way back.
Oh my god.
I'm about to fucking freak it. Oh my god.
And Ruth just starts like Oh, like she's just like hyperventilating a little bit at this point. Like she's speechless for the first time in her life. There's no witty retort. There's no comeback. There's not a single ounce of the sass and fire that she had downstairs, where she was talking about blowing up motherfuckers and, you know, making Hammer proud. She's 100% pissing her pants. They've been pissed at this point. They're pissed.
Chaplain's just gonna like hesitate for like, because he saw the nose, like he's like, and he's as frazzled as the others at this point, and he just slowly turns to Iona. Just
keep going. Keep going.
How far and Ruth is like struggling to say the words, but she's trying to ask how far are they? You know, trying to gather like distance wise.
Oh, from the reactor, fusion reactor? You are
From any, she can't even finish the thought. She's just like, whoa. How far are we from anything at this point? She's just like,
we're close to the thick of it.
okay.
I don't have words. We have to keep going. 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 We have to keep going.
Iona's shut down at this point. The only thing he can do is just keep moving and bark out those quiet orders.
The only thing that Ruth does have the shred of any type of brain left in her to do is to take off her jacket that has the drool and the spit because she's so skeeved out that is on her, and she uses her jacket to kind of like try and rub it off as the heebie-jeebies are like crawling down her skin.
And as you take your jacket off, you cough and look at your hand and see blood. And you could almost hear it in your head, the fictional clock ticking down.
She looks at Chaplain and she's like, move. Now.
As you enter into the maintenance pit, you are met with something even more horrifying. As literally floor to ceiling, this thing is covered in resin.
God.
Secretion of something strange and alien. And specifically so, within the resin are multiple, like 20 bodies of still resting, still alive Colonial Marines and UPP soldiers that are resting in there, locked in the walls. You can see one of them has a gaping hole in their chest, and one of them stirs when you enter. A UPP soldier.
They're awake.
Help me. Please help me. And as you look through the viewing room, because there's a big viewing port here, as you can see the giant fusion tower. The tower that has been deactivated since the base was built when this was originally was a colony, an atmospheric process, no longer needed. Oh, that scared me a little bit.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. But now it's been deactivated since Fort Nebraska was here. You can see in the dead of the fusion tower, there is even more bodies, as this place has been transformed into a hive, and everyone takes a level of stress. And you can see the xenomorphs, several of them pacing around, kind of ignoring you. One of them goes, or one of the UPP sort of looks, please, help me, please.
Chaplain, silencer.
Just gives Iona the silencer and is just staring at the hive. Just stumbles for the pistol. Just gives the pistol grip.
As he
side
starts
to
to convulse, and he can't grab on because he's stuck. My chest, it hurts. It hurts.
He puts the pistol, oh god, to his chest, and then like brings up, he's wearing this personnel armor, sort of like brings his arm up with the armor to prevent any kind of like backsplash onto his face, and shoots into the chest 3 times.
You ruined the silencer. It was the makeshift one.
That's okay. It's just
But
for
you
this.
kill whatever was squirming in him. Squirms no more as he drops. And Dante, you can see from the shots even though they're not loud, you can see one of the xenomorphs starts to crook head over to your direction from the fusion tower, looking back to the others. The door to the reactor relay is right there.
Where the xenomorphs are, or
No, but they would have to go through that door to get to you, probably. Or there's 2 very convenient vents they could probably get through too as well.
We're in the reactor. So this is right
You're
at
in
the
the
entrance to
maintenance
the maintenance pit. Okay. Just shot someone. The reactor relay room, that's where we can start their fusion reaction.
Yeah. If
Dante.
what Chaplain's says is to be understood.
Dante, do you know anything?
yeah, this is what I used to do. It was my whole
Excellent.
team before, and Dante starts and has a moment where she kind of catches herself remembering her old crew and how for a long time she thought she was lucky to be the only one who made it out alive, but now she knows the truth is that those fuckers got out easy.
Put your training to use, Marine.
Chaplain's going to reach for Dante and Iona both and try to pull them into like a hug/huddle thing. Like one last thing before, if they have to die here, they're trying to heal some of their stress. I don't know how this works, but like, oh my god, my friends are gonna die.
If we take a moment to look at our personal items, we can reduce stress.
Oh, hey, I have
But are you
those.
considering a safe place here?
No.
Oh, do we have to be in a safe place for that?
No, but you have to take a moment. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I don't think we want to take a moment.
Yeah, if it don't heal stress, that's fine. It's just this is Chaplain like actually on instinct going, oh fuck, I'm about to lose you guys. I need to hug you like once or something like that. I don't know what to do.
Grab a huddle.
So who's going to the reactor relay room?
Let's figure that out now.
I'm gonna. Iona will use that command slow action again for Dante.
Dante should do it.
Make the roll. For
Get that +1 modifier.
Would I use heavy machinery for that, or
yes, actually.
okay? And then I just do +1.
Oh, and you have the +1 from the last roll.
So
Yeah.
Really? So +2. So you got 2 extra die. And you can. Do you have the 2 extra die already? So roll your panic.
Fuck.
Great.
Fuck.
Okay. This
There's
is very
success
interesting.
there.
You realize that you can reset the reactor and you can turn this thing back on. It'll take a whole shift, so it'll take a couple hours. But you realize there's a problem. You can't overload it. It doesn't have enough power. As you see that the nuclear materials have been shifted from it. And the logs you check, they look like they were shifted over to nuclear storage.
Well, it's a good thing that this reactor relay room is right next to all the ammo.
That being said, you rolled seek cover. As the xenomorphs turn, if you start to reset the reactor and the lights start to come on the fusion tower slowly, they start to call out to each other, making noises of chittering, and then they start running towards the reactor relay room. You see cover in the nearest safe place you can find. You see cover in the vents.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
So I ask you, as you, Private Dante, what direction would you like to go from the vents? You could take it back to the decon unit where you started, or if you're feeling brave, you could take it to nuclear storage.
Nuclear storage, because she has nothing left to lose at this point.
Fuck yeah.
She's not long for this world either way, so the most good she can do is what she's gonna.
And the two of you, and you move towards nuclear storage, and the two of you begin to see as the xenomorphs are rushing en route towards you. If you stay in this maintenance, and there are more bodies convulsing on the walls.
Oh, we go. We gotta go.
Bolt.
Yeah, we bolt that back down the power walk.
I'm not going to the power walk. I'm going to the vents to the munitions.
Oh yes, because
That's a direct shot right there.
but isn't that what Dante took as well, or no? Dante took.
No, Dante went down and then.
I mean, you could go through the back. There's a door in munitions that goes to the ammo depot to nuclear storage.
It's faster.
But it's a straight
on
shot.
a direct line. So, Iona crawls after. Chaplain makes the decision first, and then Iona crawls after.
All right, as we're gonna shift over to an action scene as it's on. As we're gonna get to so you two are you two going through the vents as well?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. And you're going right into munitions.
Yeah.
As you come out into munitions, you can probably see through the wall, like the walls. It's not really like everything's gonna open. As Private Dante comes out into the ammo depot, and
am I able to? Would I have known before now because I didn't think to ask if anyone else has a PDT? Iona would, right?
Oh yeah, you all have communication with each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Dante, as she crawls out of the vent, first thing she does, even though she's flustered, is check her weapons, follow her training, check her corners, make sure she's as alone as possible, listening carefully for any footsteps or chittering sounds that she might hear. Would I need to do an observation roll or anything for that, or?
Actually, I'm gonna say no because you see very clearly what's going on here. As you look at nuclear storage, you can see the warheads that have been constructed from the nuclear material are here. You can see one of them is broken down as the body of one of the xenomorph lies tattered near it. Its acidic blood has torn through it as it's leaking radiation. As your PDA goes off and the radiation levels are spiking.
Not the rat zone.
That being said, you can see there is a dead Marine next to you who has seemingly had the same plan as you before meeting his end to the xenomorph. My question to you is, do you want to attempt to complete what they started?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. But the xenomorph blood being acidic.
It's only on one of the warheads. It's not on the other.
Is this weak, strong, or extreme radiation?
This is strong radiation.
Oof.
We have to add radiation dots to that on our
One rad per turn.
Okay. Yeah, so Dante's she's gonna go ahead and get started. I mean, she's been trained. This is what she has done her whole career. Just because she's ready to get out doesn't mean she's forgotten that, even if her hands are a little bit unsteady. So she's just gonna get to work.
Okay. So as you two come out into the ammo depot, what are you doing?
Ammo depot.
That's
connected down.
Yeah, you could see Private Dante.
Knowing that we had seen the xenomorphs pursuing Private Dante, gonna pull out. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at my actions here. This is going to be aim. Gonna take aim in case any xenomorph pops up after Dante.
Okay.
With the auto gun. So that aim action will just add a +1 or +2 to it.
All right. You can hear things are coming through the events. You can hear there's. Does anyone have a motion tracker on them?
Aye.
You could see about 15 dots slowly closing on your position.
Nick!
I think I have a plan for what I'm going to do. You're going to hate it, but I think I got a plan.
Dante, I need you to give me 2 rolls.
Aye.
Well, actually, you might not need this. What? So, give me a Comtech roll first off.
It's gonna be bad because I'm 0. Oh, okay. That was not, I'm not surprised here.
Roll your panic, please.
Because I have skill in command, I've used a fast action to aim. It's kind of useless now, but you can use the stop panic slow action, make a command roll to try and stop someone from panicking, so they don't have to do the effect. So even they still roll it, but
okay, go ahead and roll your command thing and see if you can.
Okay, see if that will work. I'll double check that. Command.
Because if you do, that would be very important right now.
Yeah, that'd be very helpful. Stop panic. Okay, that is command. Hold on. Okay, that is 2 successes. I might panic because of it.
Yep, you roll your panic, but you manage to stop. You basically yell at Dante, like, it's okay, or whatever you want to say.
Finish your job, Marine.
And Dante, you keep a hold from dropping the timer as you start to set it up.
Got it.
I was going to, if you would have got this roll, I would have gave you exactly what the perfect window was to get out in, but you set how many hours do you want it to?
Yes.
How many hours are you setting it for?
Me?
Yep.
For the reactor?
For the nukes to go off, yep.
I mean, I'm gonna say 8.
Actually, that is the perfect number. You set it for 8 because it takes the Comtech roll would have told you that it takes 1 hour to give you to secure the climber and do whatever else you have to do. 6 for the ascent and 1 to uncouple the tether.
Nice.
So give me one last roll, a heavy machinery roll.
You're an expert.
She doesn't. I mean, she knows that she might not be long for the world, but y'all might need a chance. This is what I do. Usually she's in the business of diffusing bombs, but she can also blow them up if she has to.
3 successes on heavy machinery.
Awesome. You spike the check. Give me 1 panic roll, though.
Oh, we're panicking. We're still flipping our shit.
We do indeed be freaking it.
So, because you got 3... Ooh. I'm gonna say, because you got 3, I'm gonna recommend that you break it permanently so no one can turn off the explosion, and then take the other one and get a +1 later for your next roll.
I didn't even know that was a thing because it wasn't in PDF.
Yeah.
At least not that I saw. Yes, I would love to do that. I mean, Dante sees the other person had failed, and she doesn't want that to happen. So she's basically gonna take the knob, which would be the kill switch, and just break it off.
And you set it, and it starts counting down. 8, 7, 59, 59, 7, 59, 58.
Okay.
7, 59, 57. The whole thing.
What are you doing, Ars? What are you doing, Chaplain?
Freaking it. But
You have 1 more round before they're probably on you. What are you doing?
I have a torch, right?
Did you have a torch?
Can I set... I have 2 ideas. One of which is weld the vents. I'm not sure.
So
if I'm
you
gonna
couldn't
make
weld the vents, but you could weld the blast doors on your way out. There's just a lot of vents into here.
Got it.
Welding the blast doors actually might be the best idea once we get everybody out.
Okay.
If they get baited into here and are welded in, for the most part, they're still gonna have to go through the vents, which gives us enough time to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then.
So I need to book it to them then? Do I need an agility or anything, or?
Oh my god, I totally forgot something. Dante, give me a observation roll, please. Actually, you all can give me an observation roll. This is very important. I totally forgot that this happens.
Okay.
Amazing. Okay, I'm not going to count your panic because I didn't do your panic from last time. So you freeze as you see something. The blood of the xenomorph has eaten through the floor.
Ah.
And you can see there is a clear shot down to sub-level 3. If you choose to take it.
Yes.
It would be hard to get out once you're in. But there is an entrance there. So
Can we see that or just Dante?
You all do. You all make the roll, so you all can
Okay.
see it.
Can I don't know if I can take a +1 because I aced it with 3 successes.
Well, I'm going to... You can take a +1 later on for the next roll. So what I'm going to say is right now is we got a certain amount of time to decide right now. Are you leaving or are you going down the hole?
Down the hole.
What you thinking?
We're going down. We did an earlier round.
Get out of my head.
We're going down swinging.
Yeah.
Going down swinging.
The xenomorphs will be your number 1 in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
They got a loaded monster complex.
I mean, I also think it's
And I got a bullet.
faster.
Is it not cocked and bullet?
It is, but we're riffing liberties here for artistic license.
I'd rather not talk about anything involving cocks when we have xenomorphs around. Thank you.
You don't want to kiss one of those.
No.
That's what it did. The xenomorph came in. They're like, oh.
That xenomorph is like top 5
Come on, chap. They're all cute and cuddly.
The xenomorph came in
and die. Can we go to
like,
sub-level
hey,
3?
All right.
Had Dante and was like, "Oh, just give you a kiss and leave." And just left, basically.
Listen,
Hey,
where is my Hammer X Xenomorph 10K fanfic?
You can write it.
You can write.
It's
all right.
Find out
Patreon
next
content.
time on.
So are you all going down the hole?
Yeah.
Chap. Yes, or maybe so.
Yes. We're going
All right.
down the
Can
hole.
you go down first and catch us?
Iona does a swan dive. I'm just kidding.
I do a flip, I guess.
I just imagine
Go
Chaplain
flip.
just drops down because they're an android. You just go.
Yep. 3-point landing.
And just like cheerleader pose, like waiting for us to
Iona is clumsy. He's probably not that clumsy. His agility is 3.
Does what just happened count as banter?
Were we bantering?
Sure, you can all you
We
can not a safe
bantered in a
place.
non-safe space.
Three
I'm
Marines
feeling
joking
so
about
relaxed.
mad dragons right now.
I'm so
while they're
calm right
dying.
now. I'm not gonna get any acid on me.
You move you.
All right.
And I'm gonna say you land directly in. Oh boy.
Oh,
Pick
thank
a
God.
list.
I was like, do I drop you in the isolation ward? And
You better fucking not.
good luck with that.
We are working so hard overtime to do all of the achievements. I want the achievement unlocked. Set off reactor.
As
Dear
you
Dante.
drop into sub-level 3. And in it, you see something very interesting.
Of course we see something interesting. Of course we do.
You see an abandoned, overturned cart with a lone blue light stasis tube on the ground. It is still active, holding an older man with multiple contusions on his face. He is only wearing his underwear and dog tags. Chaplain and Iona. Actually, everyone here would recognize this person as Colonel Myers.
Yeah. Wait, no.
Yeah, wait.
I was just like another person who can shoot a gun, and then he's
The one person you don't want to be around shooting a gun, maybe the big bad.
Hey,
yeah,
wake up.
bad.
Wake the fuck up, Colonel. We got some fucking aliens to kill.
Are you gonna
okay.
Are you gonna wake him up?
Do we want to?
He's unconscious in this stasis tube.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna. Actually, yeah. Iona does not want to be in charge, so he straight up goes over. Is there a button to push?
Time for the bends.
Yeah, there's just a simple command, so you're gonna unlock it.
Beep, boop, beep.
Beep,
It's a
boop,
horror
bop.
movie. Hiss. Ugh.
Boy. As you
That's
come
scary.
through and you start to wake him up, you hear a humming, but you don't see where it's from. Somewhere in the facility. As Chaplain, your circuits begin to crawl, figuratively, as you recognize the voice. The voice that was with you at the very beginning and had promptly returned.
Well, at least that's a voice I recognize. Chaplain falls, like crumples ragdoll style.
What?
Not yet. Not that yet.
Damn it! That doesn't happen. Wait, it doesn't happen like that. Okay, GM, what is this actually? Because like
everyone can hear it. You're recognizing this is the person that voice belongs to. It's someone on this
like
level.
Myers.
Not
Or
Myers.
not someone else is speaking?
So everyone hears the humming. Only
Is
Chaplain.
it like a machine sounding humming or like a person?
No, I know
like,
who this is.
It's
like
a woman.
Singing.
I know who this is. Oh fuck. Oh shit. And he's already low, just like immediately pointing his gun towards the sound of the humming.
Chaplain, what is it?
So, Project whatever the fuck had 2 people. One was Colonel Myers, who I actually might trust. Points to the humming. This was the Utani rep. I'm saying kill on sight. Or I'd like to, at least. I don't trust her for a fucking second.
Power is currently off. It's pretty dark in here.
I know.
And
Dante has her
Push the
shoulder
button on
lamp.
the stasis.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Did I get to push the button on the stasis tube?
Yeah. And you can see as Chaplain's talking, so you think you have it all figured out, boy, don't you? He smokes a cigar in his skivvies.
Just his is open and he's smoking.
Sergeant Apollo did that, or what's his name? Not I forget his name from Aliens. Not Apollo.
Sir, yes, sir.
Sergeant Apone.
Chaplain looks back. Is like, is his next plan to shoot me?
Nope. The way I reckon it, everything's gone to hell. I'm trying to get the hell out of here.
Out of here, sir? You know a way.
The space elevator. Marines.
Already left, sir.
I order you to get me off Moon. We'll all walk out of here safely. And if I have anything to say about it.
Colonel, this place is crawling.
This place is crawling?
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do? Now, I know there's a dropship parked in there. In the shaft. Fly us right out of here. What are you waiting for? Let's go. And he basically
Inoculation
points
first.
Boy, we don't need to worry about it. Or
Points at Dante. Yes, we do.
Well, I'm sorry, but Marine. That's just how things go. Looks like you'll be the one guarding our way out of here.
Are there any inoculations left, Colonel?
Did you not listen to what I was saying, Marine? I do not care to waste time on inoculation. The three of us are leaving. Private Dante will stay and cover our exit. Some things are more important than a private's life, unfortunately.
Excuse me, sir, but I do believe Private Dante has demonstrated incredible bravery, at the very least buying more time for us to escape. I do think it's worth it. Trying to persuade him.
Private Dante has a... Alright, we're gonna have to roll off for this. Private Dante has bought us time, and she has done her job beautifully. Now there's our escape. Now let us get the hell out of here.
Okay, that is a persuade. Or is it manipulation?
Depends how you're doing. Manipulation would be it. Because you're not trying to command the major, because the major's...
No, I can't command him. Damn, that's better. Well, that sucks. Okay, here we go. A persuade.
With all due respect, sir,
Manipulation.
we could have left you in there.
With all due respect, I don't give a damn what you could or couldn't do. He had 3. You're close.
Can I push it?
You can push it.
Okay. So then I reroll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice?
Yep.
Okay. Character sheet.
Oh no, you don't reroll stress die.
Oh, so I
You
just
only
reroll
push right.
3?
Yep, it's just 3.
Okay. Let's do 3d6. Well, it's a 3, a 3, and a 3, so no successes.
As you look in, I don't have enough time for this. Jael, do your thing. And Chaplain, go ahead and make me a manipulation roll right now.
Okay. Manipulation? Okay.
Manipulation.
I love being a fucking synthetic under orders.
What is that? Oh.
We're gonna find out. I have to roll something.
Okay.
Oh wow. You buy yourself another turn.
Ah!
as you feel something is prickling into the back of your mind, like they're trying to get in. What do you do, Iona?
Question.
Dante? Chaplain? Yes.
I mean,
The med lab is right there, but there's one person telling you not to go for it, and the space shaft elevator's right there.
Chaplain starts walking to the lab.
Got it. Yeah, I don't think Iona would actively, as a character, defy the Colonel, but would step between Chaplain and Colonel. I mean, he's just like sitting there in that stasis tube. Would just step between the two of them as Chaplain goes for it.
Oh, so Chaplain, you're going for the med lab?
Yep. What's he gonna do? Fucking throw his cigar at me?
Almighty Iona, are you getting to the space elevator or not? Or getting to the dropship or not?
We'll make it there as soon as we can, sir, with everyone in tow.
Not what I asked. God damn.
Opens door to medbay. There are no gods here, sir. You're choosing the same person.
I'll pile it out there myself. And he starts to walk towards the space elevator.
You're not leaving without us.
No. Hold on. Chaplain's like, wait a minute. Hold on. Looks at Iona and Dante. I don't care if he leaves. We already did our job. No.
We need that dropship.
That's fair. Sorry. I apologize. I'm dealing with something new right now.
Emotions?
Dante, with me, please, if you don't mind. We're going to see if we can fix you. Or fix this, not you. You giving me.
Iona. Go.
Yes. Iona's gonna go with the Major. At least try to make sure delay him from taking that dropship off without Chaplain and Dante. But he goes with them.
Okay. So you're heading. All right. You two head towards the labs.
I would also like to weld the vent while we're here.
Awesome. And you
We need to start doing that.
Stuff is coming through even more so. As things are trying to... You can hear plopping from outside. As something is following you through the hole that you came down here at. You enter into the space elevator shaft as Colonel Myers walks and boards the dropship. Well, Iona, Sergeant, looks like you're the only smart one around here.
Iona's, I'm sitting here with Iona's agenda, and then I'm looking at this goddamn Colonel. Says, I wish I was smarter, sir. And is there a key, like an ignition key?
He's heading towards it.
Steps over, pulls it out, and then steps away. So he can't take off.
Okay, so there's not like a key, but there is like a cockpit, so you stand between him and the cockpit, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
You always have to play Mother Goose. Don't you, Sarge?
10 minutes, sir.
You don't need 10 minutes when you have an eternity waiting for you. And he pulls a gun out and will cut from that action as Chaplain and Dante, you go in and you can see as you enter into the sublevel med lab, there are 4 auto docks with matching diagnostic computers in this area. And strapped to various examination tables are dead corpses that have been gagged, holes in each one of their chests, ribs bent outward, floated from the side.
Well, that's a great way to go. Should have
Okay,
shot
sure.
me when you had the chance, chap.
If we still have to, I will.
Promise?
Do I ever make bad on my promises?
Ugh.
They
just
I'm just
grumble.
pushing one of the corpses off.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. He has his motion tracker, doesn't he?
Yeah, nothing's
Yes, he
popping him right now.
Okay, good. I was about to say, I hope they just don't.
One
Yeah.
pops out of the.
Surprise, bitch!
Jesus H. Roosevelt, Christ.
I was lurking until you got here.
You can see that there is a med pod that you could try to remove the chest burster. There is also several. Go ahead and you can also see there's unmarked syringes sitting on the table, filled with black, ever-moving.
So we're ignoring the syringes, is what I'm saying. For now. Oh wait, no. Can I roll medicine to figure that out of like what actually they do, or
Sure.
do we not have enough time? Cool. Do I get any buffs? No, that's medical aid when treating someone about
So
to die.
this is a very important roll.
Medical aid.
Do you get the +1 from the observation?
Don't
Forgot to
even
do that.
need it.
Previously?
You against all. You're about to. I imagine you're about to grab the syringe and put it into Dante, and you realize, wait a minute. And as you go over to look at the logs, you look. They have been taken from Corporal Wojcik, the person that you know transformed from their inoculation.
Puts the syringe down.
As this looks to be more of a weapon than a cure.
Thought so.
And the most now to make the most important medical aid of the game. And I'll let you have a +1. You're going to put Dante. Are you going to put Dante through the autodoc? The med pod, not the autodoc.
Yeah. Yes. Looks at Dante.
As long as you promise. And she doesn't finish the sentence, just alluding to him doing what he needs to do. And as this moment is happening, she takes her pulse rifle and takes it off her back and hands it to Chap and says, either way, probably not going to need this for a bit.
Takes it. And in a
The safety is on, by the way.
Brief moment, just because Chaplain has been working with this crew for X amount of years, knows them, and one of the few things that he's felt okay with doing is actually showing the weird emotions that he's been able to deal with. Which is kind of the reason why he's been sticking so much to Dante, which is why he's been like trying to make sure that Dante and Iona are both listened to and respected. In the huddle earlier, Chaplain just gently, not anything weird, thankfully, gently takes Dante's head in his hands and just gently bonks his forehead against hers. Just as a sign of, I care about y'all.
Like,
no, not anything weird. Just
no,
like a head
but like
bonk.
just before like Dante slides into the tube,
Mm-hmm.
and you start the procedure. Now, this is a very important role. And I'm just going to lay it out straight for you. If you succeed, Private Dante will be sore, but we'll be alright. If you fail, Private Dante will die.
Do we have a story point from last time?
Did you spend your story point from Act 2 yet, Chaplain?
Nope.
Would you like to?
Vide, what do you think?
Your call, Chap.
It's an auto success, right?
Yeah, it's one success.
Checking. Yep, I still have one story point.
Yeah.
You spend it. You don't even have to roll. Actually, you still... Oh, yeah, no, you don't panic, so you don't have to roll. As you deftly go through and just gritting your teeth, you watch Dante, as you don't even have aesthetics, as you have to... Local anesthesia is applied, and you can see your chest as they cut through the clothing and they incisions into your kind of right clavicle here. And it hurts. Even with the local anesthesia, it hurts a lot. And you have to grit your teeth biting on cloth. As you see, reaching in and removing this squirming creature that is not fully developed, almost fully developed. As it takes its last dying grasp so close to life before going still. The chaplain quickly is able to sew you back up. This procedure takes 20 minutes. And you slide out, Dante. Sore, but now you have a chance.
Dante
And
is
Rifle
probably
back.
a little bit woozy and I don't know if it's borderline shock, but definitely weak. And the tears just like running down her face. Looks at Chaplain and is like, you can hold on to my gun for now. Trying to make light of the situation.
Chaplain just puts Dante's arm around his shoulders and starts walking. And on communicator going, operation successful, no issues, we're heading back now.
And that's when you hear a gunshot over the communications.
Fuck
as we
me.
switch back, as the Colonel Myers is going to attempt to shoot you.
Okay, I'm gonna dodge.
Go ahead and roll me your dodge.
Is that dodge or
Okay.
combat?
Is it what? No, well, dodge action, I believe, is clear.
Okay.
It's dodge, and then I also I am wearing personnel armor, so I get to make an armor roll too.
Cool.
Okay. Sorry, is it mobility or close combat?
Mobility, sorry.
Okay. That's just a 1. I'm not sure what you
Alright,
got.
let's see if he...
Okay. So that would be 1... that would hit, right? Or is that 1 damage?
That would hit, and it's gonna deal... yeah, it would do the damage. You wanna make the armor roll?
Okay, then... Yeah, let's see. Armor... Here we go. Suits and armor. Personnel armor is an armor rating 6, so I roll 6 dice.
And I believe it's how many successes you get is what it's reduced by. Damage, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Once again, every time my armor rolls
You
hurt
take
me.
2 damage as he puts a bullet firmly in your chest.
Okay. Where
And
is
you
my damage?
fly back as his revolver goes off.
Ow. Critical injuries, shot.
Oh, are you broken? That's not a critical injury just
No.
yet.
No, it's not a critical injury, actually. I took 2 health, so I have 2 left.
Okay, cool. I'm about to say, it's not entirely, not yet, until you,
Yeah. But Iona goes flying back, sort of like falls against part of the armoring on the inside.
Yeah, I
of the
would say
cockpit.
something goes down as Colonel Myers looking down at you. See what you made me did. You could have just listened, sat, and shut the fuck up, and we could have both got out of here.
Colonel!
But you had to go and play hero. Well, let me tell you about it. Your friends aren't coming back. But there's something worse down here.
What?
Oh. What do you think's been making all these creatures?
What do you mean?
And he kind of looks over, kind of bent, like he kind of like crouches down, still in like a tank top and his underwear, by the way.
I'm picturing like very Matthew McConaughey but chaotic vibes.
I imagine the general Colonel Quidditch from Avatar.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
With the scars.
He's got the cigar in his mouth still. I'm talking about the mother of all monsters. Sure, you've dealt with pawns and maybe a few knights. You know what the strongest, as he like kind of bombs you on the head with his gun?
Yeah.
You know what the strongest piece in a chess game is? Not the king. And before he even says it, we cut back to Chaplain of Dante as you hear a loud, roaring screech.
Well, fuck.
Time to be a hero.
I picture Dante and Chaplain going back to back, weapons cocked, like going in a circle, like trying to like piece where the sound came from. Chap, got anything on your motion detector?
Waiting for it from
One
GM.
big dot and 4 little dots.
Where?
Within the containment staging that you went through and the loading dock.
In that order?
Yep.
Question.
Answer.
Cutting torch. Can a cutting torch cut through walls and make a hole?
Not here.
Damn
It's
it.
just because it's like cement and concrete.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, what does Dante have on their belt in terms of like actual equipment?
I've got my RPG launcher still if I really want to be feisty.
You
Well,
won't be
actually,
able to-
wait, no.
You couldn't break
Should we
through
say
the
that?
wall with an RPG, but you could hit something very big with an RPG.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, it seems like it might be some pretty good cover.
Vide, what do you think?
I thought. You know.
So you want to go through them? Just guns blazing?
We're in like the last couple scenes, as you're just like, we're getting real cinematic here. Let's.
I don't think we have much of a chance, chat. We gotta book it, and we gotta book it now. We gotta go back out through the hallway to the containment. This is how.
This is how we die. Yes, I know. Are we gonna die just crying, or are we gonna die doing something? You're the one that wanted to come down here and make sure we did something to get out of here. We're the ones that gotta hold the door.
Yeah, why do you think I saved all this ammo?
Just one more head bonk, and then just like starts running to the fucking containment
All right,
staging.
both of you give me mobility rolls. As we're gonna cut over, while in the meantime, I'm gonna cut over to Iona. What do you do? As he steps up and he goes, "Well, Sergeant, you've seen me try to attempt to murder you. Can't be reporting that back."
Sir, who are you gonna report? Who am I gonna report to?
No one. I'm afraid, Sergeant, this is the end of the line for you. But don't worry, you get to rest alongside Major Hatfield.
He pulls out his combat knife and sticks it in the side of his ankle, trying to cut his Achilles, making him fall over.
Go ahead again and give me a close combat.
Okay.
Since I got 3 successes, can I give one to Dante?
Yes, you can.
Yep.
So Dante and Chaplain are running. As you duck as a xenomorph collides into the wall behind you, another one breaking off into front of you.
That is 3 successes. Gonna make my panic roll.
Alright, he's going to attempt to dodge it.
Okay.
And he does not successfully dodge it.
Okay.
Panic roll is 8,
Panic roll is 8.
which means you're going to tremble. All skill rolls using agility -2 are at -2 for the rest of the scene.
Okay,
As
but that's 2 damage to him.
2 damage to him. He looks hella pissed. Ah, you little bastard. As he cocks his gun again. You mother... He's like, you fucking insolent rat. And, like, we're gonna do, like, cinematically, he, like, pistol whips you, but no damage. And then he's gonna take aim at you.
Okay.
Roll
I
me a
used...
Mm-hmm.
That was my slow action for a close combat attack.
Yep.
Oh, God. I'm gonna use the fast action block attack.
Okay.
So...
Going to...
if I'm blocking in... Yeah, you must declare that you're going to block before the attacker rolls for their strike. For each... You roll for close combat. For each success you roll, I can choose an effect below, decrease damage, counterattack, or disarm. So I'm trying to block in order to disarm him.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, I took...
Do you have to beat me, or you just have to make the roll?
It is... For each stunt I roll, I choose an effect below. I decrease damage, I perform a counterattack, or I disarm my enemy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see if the close combat from before when I hit would have taken a +1. Yeah, I'll have taken a +1 on my success since I beat him by 2. So I'll add a +1 to this block.
Go ahead and make the roll.
Okay, that is 3 successes. And panic again.
Alright, roll me the panic.
Okay. The panic is a 7.
Nervous twitch. Your stress level goes up.
Okay. Increase my stress by 1. But because I got 3 successes on that block, I'm going to decrease damage by 2 and disarm my enemy. So for the next attack he makes for me, decrease damage by 2, and then disarm him after it happens.
Alright, so he's going to have to actually make... he'll make a roll. Gotta do pretty well in order to... No! He takes a shot and misses, and you smack the gun out of his hand. God! And then we're gonna go over to Dante and Chaplain. Dante and Chaplain, you got one behind you, one in front of you. What do you do?
I'm still in the rear, and Chap's still in the front.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my RPG with a +2 to range combat. BB, my weapon specialist.
Alright, so you're gonna fire it onto this this soldier, okay.
Do I do range combat +2 then?
Yep.
Aru, indeed.
I see 2 successes.
Successive. We'll resolve the panic in just a second. 2 successes, or are you doing the guessing the +1 damage?
Hell yeah.
Alright, so what's your total damage on the RPG?
That's a good question that I don't know how to calculate.
It should be on your sheet.
My range combat's a 4?
So if you go down to the bottom of equipment, what does it say for?
Is it under gear or equipment?
Should be under gear. I'll take a look. It is.
Oh, okay, that's how I do it. Okay.
RPG launcher. The last 9. Oh boy. Roll 9 dice.
Damn.
So, however many you roll is the amount of damage you get. So it's you have to basically, the more successes you get, the more damage. I could try to roll it for you. Or would you rather want to roll?
I think I tried it. Did I do it right? I don't think I did it right. Or do I just do the attack?
No, it just says not. You got to do /roll 9, no space.
Oh. Noob.
Vide, have you tried getting good?
I have actually tried my whole life.
It's my favorite joke.
There we go. She's used Roll20 once or twice.
Nice.
I didn't know it.
That's
She has.
one success. Right?
Yep, that's what matters. So you were able to hit at least one of them. The thing collides with the xenomorph, and it blasts it off its feet, but as the smoke clears, it's coming through it again. Chaplain, what do you do to the one in front of you as Dante is taking care of the one in behind?
Yeah.
Go ahead and
That would be range combat, I presume.
That's the official term.
Well, it is an RPK 74, so yeah.
Yep.
The official term is
Yeah. Fuck.
Damn. Well,
I mean, I kind of expected that.
cool.
Chaplain does not fight.
Go ahead and you know what? I'm gonna. In 1 second, I'm gonna get the official dice.
ooh.
Oh,
To be
damn.
fair, this is like 556. 762 going up against Xenomorph
If
armor.
you're gonna
I
die,
totally
you're gonna
understand.
die on my terms.
Fair enough.
Damn, okay.
On my
Shit, okay.
You're gonna die with the actual dice. I keep these dice separate.
He's been waiting to kill us with these dice specifically.
I
so
know
we
he
can't see
has.
the roll.
I mean, I can't really fire punch him with a cutting torch, sadly.
So
But
we're gonna resolve a few things here. First, we're gonna resolve Dante's roll. But Dante is gonna, because the way that alien works is they're gonna go ahead and you have to roll to see what they attack with.
Oh, you know what's weird though?
What?
I didn't get to use my fast action.
What do you want to do? Your fast action.
I'd like to use an item.
What'd you like to use?
My torch. And I'd like to chuck it.
Okay. Roll for that roll for close combat as it's getting close to you. See if you can hit it. A one-time use as the cutting torch goes wild. Alright, you get 2 successes. What's the damage on the cutting torch?
The cutting torch is not actually on my weapon.
I believe it's 2.
on mine, it's 3, according to my.
3. Awesome. So this thing is looking badly damaged. You chuck it. A bunch of things happen at once, which is very interesting. Roll your panic, because this is very important.
Okay, rolling panic.
What'd you get?
Yikes.
10! We're
10?
very panicked. We're panicking.
Wait, you got a 10?
We do indeed be freaking it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, not good.
So as this thing runs up and as you cut into it, you can see acidic blood sprays everywhere as it actually cuts directly through the xenomorph. Because the move I rolled was die for the queen, which is when it cuts itself to die and basically create an acid bomb. But you managed to do it, so we're going to go ahead and say that you do it. It's going to make an attack on you. Now, normally you get to dodge that attack, but because you roll freeze, it's going to roll the whole...
Oh.
Cool. We love that for me.
Damn it.
We love that so much for me.
Aren't you glad you're with the medic?
I mean, yeah.
Aren't you-
I am glad I'm with the medic, because I could have had my brains blown out, like, I don't know, a couple hours ago.
Yeah, by the medic.
That I had my chest ripped open by the medic. So
Yeah.
things could be better, but I could already be dead.
That's a
so.
pretty significant achievement.
I'd say, you know.
You can die a different kind, different style.
To be fair, also, we did manage to successfully set the bomb, so ideally this hive's going up in flames.
If she
Ideally.
can't get out, she's dying for the greater good at this point, so.
You take, as it rolled a bunch of set, you take 10 damage.
How did you take 10 damage?
As the
I
acid...
don't even think I can take 10 damage. I think that just one-shots me.
I
Well,
believe-
roll your armor. Roll your
My armor?
Yeah,
Oh
roll
my
your
god.
armor.
Oh my god.
Because even if it one-shots you, you still just roll for a critical injury, so you still might be alive.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me see. My armor.
It's right below manipulation.
I
on the
got
sheet.
it. It's just not
Okay.
good.
9 points
It's
of
a
damage.
decent amount. So you have 7 health right now. Right?
I got 1 success.
You're
So
going to reduce it by 9. So you're going to go completely down as you're broken by this. Which is going to make us have to roll a very special.
death save.
Not exactly a death stage. They're called critical injuries. So, I want you to, without consulting the chart, because I'm going to upgrade it, roll me a d6 and tell me what the result is. Or I'm not looking at the roll. 5. Now roll me a second d6.
Oh god. The critical injury table is so scary.
55.
Mm.
Oh boy. The good news is, you're alive. The bad news is, without medical attention, not for long. As the acid goes all over you and burns through various parts of your armor and body, the majority of it gets on your right leg. As you watch and you scream in utter pain, as basically half of your leg just sloshes off of you.
Oh, the word sloshes.
As skin, muscle, and bone are rapidly eating through.
I'd like to use an action to use my combat knife on myself and to cut off whatever I can.
Okay. As you fall to the ground and you can only crawl. You take a -1 to your rolls currently, and when using especially agility. And now we go to Chaplain. But the Xenomorph is dead. Your Xenomorph, anyway.
God damn.
There is still one more Xenomorph up, right?
Yep, and I'm rolling for his attack right now.
Might want to think about some actions, friend.
What do I... Okay, genuine question. What do I do with quick actions? Like, what's available to me?
If you look at that cheat sheet I gave you, it has everything you can do as a quick action. So a fast action is you can try to block the attack. You could draw a weapon. You can't really run through it because you were in there. So right now you could basically block if you wanted to, which is roll close combat.
I think that's about as best as I can think of
Yeah,
doing.
because it's doing an all-out attack on you as I rolled for the attack. So it's going to run in charge. Okay, so you get 1. 1 is just going to, I believe it just decreases the damage by 1.
With the block attack, you get to pick from that list of 3 that I was using.
So you can decrease damage, counterattack, or you can't really disarm it because it's got natural
claws.
Yeah.
I'm gonna counter, actually.
Okay, so so it's gonna make its attack on you. So you're gonna take the full brunt of the damage if it hits you.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure you know. You're an android though, so you're pretty decent.
Exactly.
It launches into a wild attack, throwing every claw, fang, and its pointed tail at you. Go ahead and roll me a dodge roll.
Where is dodge? Mobility?
Or mobility, yes. What'd you roll?
2.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I was flipping up the alien, not you.
No, you're fine. No, I was just making sure I can. Right. Gotta beat you. Let's see if it. No.
Oh god, he's actually rolling the real dice. No.
4 successes. He gets through. He deals 2 damage and it's armor piercing.
And I don't have armor. It's fine.
As your shoulder is pierced by the lance tail. How much health do you have? It should be equal to your strength. I think 6.
6, yeah. I'm at 4 or 6 right now. 4 damage off 6.
As it goes in, go ahead and roll me a. You're trying to counterattack.
Yup.
Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
close combat with. Hold on. I have two things that could do things, and I think I'm going to I'm going to take a note from Dante and torch. But not going to lose track of it. Just use it in my hand.
Okay,
so
go
close
ahead.
Combat.
How close are you to me?
I don't know. Oh shit! This is a bad idea. But I got 2 successes.
Cool. So 1 + 1 damage. You do 2 damage to it. It is still standing as it hisses and clicks.
That was a fast action. You have another fast action or a
Well,
slow
the
action,
fast
right?
action was the counterattack, so that's not even that. Like, so he uses action. That's really.
Got it.
So we go to basically the top of the round. Sergeant Iona, we go back to you.
Back to me.
Yeah, what are you doing?
All right. I've disarmed him. I'm going to, aim and then fire.
Okay.
The aim gives me I believe it's a +2. Let me check here. When I aim with a ranged weapon, here we are, close combat resolution.
As you're like fighting and
+2.
+2, awesome.
I'm gonna aim with my. I don't think I can really get a full smart
Yeah,
gun out at this point,
it's
so
very close combat.
aiming with my service pistol.
All right. As Chaplain, you hear Dante collapse behind you.
Because that's medium range, so I need to like kind of. I'm still engaged with him.
Yep.
Or so I probably can't use my pistol, can I? At that range, if it's medium.
You can. You're gonna suffer a -1 modification. We'll say.
Got it. So my aim will only do a +1. That's fine. All right. So I will use.
And he's going to attempt to block as well.
Got it. He's gonna use that. Makes sense. Aiming. This is ranged combat. My modifier is a +1.
I just love that you're having this like slobber knocker of a fucking.
Oh, that's a great word.
Horrible phrase.
1 success and 2 panic.
Yep, you get him.
Yeah.
How much damage do you deal?
With my service pistol, it's only 1 damage. I only got the 1 success.
That's
so
enough. He's old. You fire a gun through him. He's gonna roll that critical injury table.
That tidy whiteys.
Yeah, just picturing him still in the tidy whities with a cigar in his mouth. Like, I can't.
Love the cigar
out of his mouth and then like get him across the eyebrow.
He goes
him over.
down, and
Sir.
As he like, you can hear a twist as his ankle has twisted up as he sits there, cradling his wounds, unable to get up because he is currently broken, but he is not fatally injured.
Got it. Well, I used both my actions for the aim and the fire. For the next round, I'll just say Iona's trying to crawl towards his gun to knock it away.
You fucking well.
Let's just both stay down, Colonel. 5 more minutes.
Mad cuz bad, Colonel. Mad cuz bad.
All right, going back, Dante. You're broken. What are you doing? Are you just crawling towards the base elevator?
Can I use a fast action to try and get up? Hobble onto 1 foot, or am I losing too much blood to do that?
It says you can only crawl.
Okay. So if I can only crawl, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna crawl. We're gonna see, Dante.
You can risk another critical injury if you really wanted to fire your weapon.
Oh my
But
god.
that might kill you. That would probably kill you.
Firing my weapon would kill me?
Because you're broken, so you would take another critical injury from just.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that. Like, I just cut my own parts of my leg off.
So
I don't think I'm firing.
You're basically crawling past Chaplain.
I'm just crawling.
As the
like,
xenomorph is right in front of you, but Chaplain is attempting to help out. Chaplain, do you see Dante? You gotta do something, and you gotta take this creature out now.
Actually, wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I use like roll for first aid or something on myself and try and like stop the bleeding?
Yeah,
like,
you can do a medical roll on it.
pants into like some kind of a tourniquet or
Yeah,
something?
you're gonna take a -1 modification because you're doing it on yourself and you're fatally injured, so it's a little tough.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably better than me crawling in the midst of their kerfuffle.
Slobber knocker.
No, the slobber knocker is in the space elevator shaft.
My God, he's broken in half.
Is that medical aid?
Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
You said -1?
Yep.
Nice.
Roll for your panic, but you're able to. I'm gonna say, fuck it, you stabilize yourself. And with the medical, you even recover a health point if you really want to. Yep, you can recover health too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can now get back up if you want to next turn. But in doing so, you drop your weapon.
Makes sense. Trying to heal yourself.
What are you doing, Chaplain?
I'm not broken, right?
No. Far from it.
Cool. Can I jack the dropped weapon and backblast the remaining xenomorph?
So wait, what do you want to do? I'm sorry, repeat that?
Dante dropped the RPG, right?
Yes.
Can I direct impact, or can I get the RPG for my action, and then that would be.
So RPGs are like one-time use, so like it's
fucking tubes. Okay, never mind. I was thinking like an RPG 7. Then in that case, is the pulse rifle still available?
Yeah.
I still have it. Right?
Yeah, you've had it on you this whole time. I gave it to you.
Does it have a grenade launcher on it, or is it just a standard pulse rifle?
Standard pulse rifle.
Cool. We're gonna see if we can just jam that shit
Rile
down.
you up some more. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Smells like victory. And I'm gonna jam that shit down the remaining xenomorph's throat, and
All right, roll that range combat as you're charging in, and I'm gonna see what he's gonna try to do now.
Girl, help!
I'm sorry. I'm not really much help to anyone right now.
Can you push it? No, wait,
No, I'm an android.
I keep thinking that you can push things.
I have no. It's fine. I think this is completely canon because Chaplain is not, a fucking.
Yeah.
He's not a grunt. He is a med officer. So him trying to go like yata is not gonna work most of the time. He's running on panic. Ooh. I am doing my best. I'm so sorry.
As you try to shoot and not, give me a dodge roll.
Certainly. That's 1. All right. I will reduce damage.
Let's see if he gets it. Okay, he's matching so far. If he can't overcome, he can't overcome. You see the lance steel snap at you, and you just end up dodging out of the way as Dante's just patching herself up.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know. We go to you as the colonel is not moving. He's not.
Colonel's not moving. They're taking too long. He stands up.
None of us are piloting this thing out of here.
Shut up. Picks up his gun, and he's going to go back. He's going to run. Use the one action to pick up the gun, and another to run back towards the other two.
So you picked up our tidy whitey boy's gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And you're just waiting around, or are you trying to start the drop ship?
How long does the dropship take to start up? Like, how many rounds?
You could start it up and not move it, but you can actually at least like start it up and get it ready. Like, it's gonna take.
Okay, if it's gonna take a round to start it up, then basically, just trying to out of character, trying to get Dante and Chaplain like the clearest line of entry to the dropship. I know
Yep.
I'm kind of far for them.
Go ahead
far
and
from
give
them,
me.
so I think
So, unfortunately,
Yeah.
the way it's positioned in the shaft, it's not a big elevator shaft. So you're
Mhm.
gonna have to just like, it's going one way, but you can start it up. So if you give me a not mobility, piloting plus a piloting skill.
All right, yeah, I'll take piloting. Okay. That is one success on piloting.
As you hear, as Dante and Chaplain hear the dropship start to roar to life,
Okay.
as you're aimed straight up the shaft, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And still keeping an eye on Colonel, making sure he's not going to get up and fuck with me.
As we go back over to Dante and Chaplain. What do you do, Dante? You can hobble back up now. Or what? No, you can still only crawl, but you're not broken anymore.
I mean, I still have my pistol.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. I'm gonna use my pistol. Would that be considered ranged combat still or no?
It is ranged combat. Something also we could be doing that would be helping us. If you click on your weapon, there should be an attack button. It actually gives you the bonus.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to do that.
Go ahead and
Thanks.
roll your attack. The xenomorph is going to try to defend itself. It does have mobility. So we'll...
It doesn't come up with the modifiers, but when I hit submit, it should add them in, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give one of those successes to Chaplain.
Well, before you do that, let's see how I gotta roll the dodge. So
Okay.
you might need all those successes. Only 2. You need 3 to overcome his 2. So you just make it.
Yeah.
You are panicking, so you are going to you're gonna empty the magazine as you auto fire.
Okay, that's fine.
You go bang, 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 and you shake, basically firing all your work. As the xenomorph is not ready for it, as it strikes into him, and he crumples.
Awesome. Is it down or is it? Would I be able to tell?
It is dead.
Yeah! Let's fucking go!
All right, so then I'm gonna use my fast action to get up. I don't know if that would still be considered fast.
You can do that.
Hobbling on one leg, but
Sorry, because funny enough, something that's not actually explained is that xenomorphs. Cool. It's gonna roll. I gotta roll for its critical injury actually, because xenomorphs do take critical injuries. Well, I rolled the same result twice. I guess that's coming on.
surprise, motherfucker!
You shoot it. It goes down, takes a critical injury, and Chaplain, you think it's dead for a second. But I rolled the number 1, which is rise again.
Motherfucker!
No!
As it gets back up, regaining 1 point of health.
It didn't really just go, I ain't hear no bell at us. I ain't hear no bell. Fuck off. Let's try getting it down one more time, because at this point I'm tired of it, and like
As
we've
it's
done
running
so
towards
much.
Dante this time.
Oh hell
Oh
no!
my
Nah.
God.
Nah. I'm gonna actually roll correctly this time.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for the dodge. You can kill it before we can get to Dante.
Hammer guide me. Hammer guide me.
How many successes is very important here.
2.
You just managed to beat it.
Hammer guide me.
Hammer! For hammer.
Thank you, my beloved.
As you roll the 3, and it takes another critical injury.
Please. That's 2 though, right? So that's... Well, I guess it didn't take 1 from Rise.
It's up to you.
I think it's... You rush past it as it goes down a second time, and as you're getting to the ship, you can see it staggering, wounded, bleeding severely. And I roll, and it considers going after you, and then it turns and runs away to lick its wounds. Yeah, xenomorphs are wild. You roll critical injuries, and they only go down on a critical injury 4 through 6. So there's a 50% chance they just keep getting back up.
Of course.
50%, a 3-up in bonus. Bullshit.
All right, so
We got everybody.
are they
now,
making it to the ship?
They are making it to
Limping.
the ship, yep.
Okay. As the engine's purring, Iona steps away for a second, still like pressing his hand against this bleeding gunshot wound, and just shouts. Not shouts, just sort of looks down and is muttering under his breath, "Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up."
Hobble. Hobble.
So as we hobble our asses quickly to the ship, Dante basically leaning 100% on Chaplain at this point, dragging the stump of what was once her right leg, tied up with bits of her own pants in the most uncouth cargo
You're so
pants
badass.
we've ever seen this side of the fucking moon, Mississippi.
15 pairs of pockets on there.
What was that?
15 pairs of pockets on there.
Oh, so there were. Now there's only like 14 pairs of pockets. So that's the real tragedy here. Fuck the leg. It's all about the pockets. So Dante, leaning on Chaplain, tries to again make light of the situation because she's still losing blood, and tries to boop her forehead onto Chaplain in a mimic type like love action. Like, hey, buddy. And I'm hoping that they're able to make it there rather quickly. But she's basically just like, hey, chap, can you do the door thing again? The door thing? Can you make the door stay closed?
Certainly.
Like trying to say, like, can you fucking
Weld the door shut.
weld the door?
Welding
Like,
this block, yeah. We're killing floor 2 of this bitching. Okay. Killing floor 2 of this bitching is not a word and not a sentence. I am so sorry. Yes, he will make sure that Dante gets on the ship. Then weld the door fast.
All right.
It's probably not going to be enough to actually like seal it, but it's going to be hopefully enough to like make sure it takes a little bit longer for them to get in, and then bolt his fucking way, shoulder busted, onto the ship, and then turn to the colonel. Shot. Looks at Iona.
I know.
They made it on?
You gotta get up. They're in.
Let's go.
Triage says Dante's first, and it just ignores the fucking colonel and starts working on Dante's leg.
is Dante close enough to the colonel?
You can be.
I'd like to tell Chap to take a beat before looking at me and just make sure he collects any other weapons that he might have on him, since she can see that Iona's been shot, and obviously that wasn't self-inflicted. Like she kind of pushes him off, like we're still Marines. Secure this first. My leg will be a minute. Like,
I'm fine.
Like kind of pushes him off a little bit now that she's sitting down and feels like she can catch her breath for a second. But if she's close enough to reach the colonel, she's gonna grab the cigar out of his mouth and just start smoking it.
Let's fucking go. Wait. Motion tracker.
I fly the dropship.
I have played enough CMSS 13 that I know
There
it.
is
Kind of
no one
motion
else,
track.
there is no one else on the ship with you.
That's what I
Then-
mean. Check your corners. Disarm the person who's supposed to be the CO,
Yeah.
who's being a real
Can I-
bird burglar right now.
Do we need to roll for bitch buy?
Did you roll for me? Like, is this an me at this point? Like,
This is a necessary
I'm going to
mutiny.
transition us to the final scene of the night.
Yeah.
That's okay, just because
Woo!
we're getting pretty
you're
long
good.
here.
You're good.
This is an epic conclusion as we get. Thank you, Burrito. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for bringing us the love.
Thank you.
As you get to the very end, it takes 6 hours. Time passes as you can see the countdown. Getting out to the end, you see the Colonel as you kind of emerge out into space. The dropship loses the remaining bits of its fuel, hovering at the end. As you see, there is no Fort Nebraska orbital station anymore. It has been torn apart by the UPP bombardment. You have only a couple minutes before the explosions will be set off, and you will very much know, as you can see, that the orbital station is starting to come down in a destructive descent. Fire is existing in space as there is wreckage and bodies everywhere. As you look across the open space, you see it, the three of you. A floating escape ship that has been torn off of one of the UPP cruisers that has been destroyed. It's a long jump. It's a hard fight. But there's only one thing lying between you and rescue. One more leap of faith.
Does anyone want to hold hands?
Yeah, no, Chaplain was going to offer to hold hands in the first place. Yes.
I'd love to hold hands, but I'm busy holding this story point.
Yeah!
It will take a successful mobility roll to halo jump from the station through all the debris.
Oh my god. For everyone has to make a mobility
Everyone
roll.
has to make it.
Okay,
Woo!
Dante needs to take
Dante!
story point and do it. Do your thing. You deserve it, at least for losing your leg. You fucking need it.
Do I
Make
do
it
any
out.
modifiers or I just do mobility? Like,
Mobility. This is it.
just mobility.
I did it.
I'd like to give.
Well,
That's
Chaplain,
exciting.
make your roll.
Girl, we did it!
Please, we did it. We did it. We did it.
Success the chaplain.
Girl, we did it!
We did it? Did we actually fucking do it?
Yeah, we all
Actually
did it. Wait, I gotta see if I panic. Okay, panic. That's a 12.
All right,
12.
whoever panic needs to roll. Oh boy. Okay, give me 1 second.
Wait, I have the PDF.
That's a maxed out panic roll, isn't it?
It is.
I got the PDF. You don't worry. I don't. Let me read it because this is gonna be. Very
Oh
fun.
my god.
I feel like if there's any time for a break, it's now.
No breaks. We're full gas, full
Would you roll
send. This is
12?
it, BB.
12, yeah.
Iona, you go first as you scream, hurtling yourself through the air. The Colonel goes next. The Colonel's gonna try to make the roll as well.
I don't give a fuck about the Colonel.
He's hurt, but he's gonna still try to do it. God damn, what a bastard.
Well,
I hope you get speared by some Raybar.
oh, I reduced my stress by 1.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, R.I.P. Colonel.
As you jump through, you all take off as you can hear the resounding explosion from down below. You race towards the end. And you can see the base on the planet side erupts in a chaotic stream of blue, purple, and red as fire and nuclear warheads go off, scorching the earth. The shockwave sending you across. As you're diving through, you dodge. Colonel Myers, you see, gets swept up as he gets impaled on a piece of floating stationary of one of the station pieces that hurtles down towards the planet.
Beautiful.
One more mobility roll.
One more?
What?
One more.
One more. We have to make another one.
As you land, actually not a mobility, as you land onto the escape pod, and you need to scramble your way inside on time.
Okay. All right.
Is it still mobility?
Still mobility.
Fuck
That
me,
is
one.
1 success and 1 panic.
What is your
I'm gonna
panic?
I'm gonna take another stress to push it to see if I can get another success for
Okay.
someone else. So, pushing it, that is going to be 4. I get to roll 4 d6. And that is 1 more success with pushing it. So,
All right, Dante and Chaplain. So if you got a safety net just in case.
Yep.
I'm gonna go next. I feel like it's appropriate. I'm scared shitless.
Go for it.
Do it.
Okay. Girl, help!
As
Okay.
Chaplain is about to fall off and drift off in space until Iona grabs
You're not going
them.
anywhere.
Dante, roll. Because this could be a
Come
very
on,
interesting
Dante.
choice that
Come on,
happens.
Dante.
In the name of Hammer.
Hammer be with me
Hammer, we with you.
until the
Push
end.
it.
Hammer's with you!
Yeah, 3 successes.
Chaplain begins to slip, and the other hand is grabbed by
Do a
Dante
flip.
as they put you, both of you, all three of you go through. You sit up it, you chart your course from home, and you slap the hyperdrive, not the hyperdrive, the FTL.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
As you watch as the explosion comes outward, baking the nearby space in a bright light, you shield yourself as the force pushes you off, and you start your descent hurtling into space. Safe, finally.
For Hammer.
For Hammer.
Hammer.
The last thing Chaplain hears in his mind. Give me one last manipulation roll.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Oh my god. If the synthetic kills us.
No, actually. Hold on. Not gonna be enough, I bet. But...
No sixes. The last of Jael attempts to put you down. Cannot.
Actually, I'd like to do something with that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because surprisingly enough, Jael is, like, even though it has been violent, it has still helped. I'd like to see if I can integrate with Jael and make him a part of it.
You would not want to do that, I would have to say.
Oh, is that like...
Yeah, Jael wants to kill all of you.
Oh, never mind. Fuck it. It's like a hand reaching out and then a fucking gun.
As you hear... ... Colonel Myers... ... shutting down. And
We
you
did it,
sit
Jim.
back, looking at the explosion, the once moon base at Arcus, gone forever. A few moments pass. Several moments, in fact. Maybe even an hour or so. You sit there in shock and silence, almost believing you're going to be waking up from this nightmare like it's not real.
Motion tracker. Every
Like,
5 minutes.
motion track, yeah. But for once, you realize you are truly safe. There are 4 cryo chamber pods in here. Of course, the Android doesn't need it.
I'm gonna pilot while these two sleep. They need it.
It's autopilot. It's escape pod, so you're going to the nearest system.
Yeah, but I'm still making sure we're not gonna get like hijacked by UPP or.
Oh,
like,
well, it's a UPP escape pod, so you gotta adjust it, but so it's gonna take some explaining, but you go for the nearest base. And when I get to a point, I'm gonna point to y'all, and you just tell me your name and rank, please. As a final message goes off in deep space. Kruger 60 system. Final report from the USC MC Fort Base, Fort Nebraska.
Kale, Iona, Sergeant.
Private Dante, first class.
Warrant Officer Chaplain, synthetic.
Colony attacked by unknown forces with advanced bioweapons. Project Life Force compromised. UPP and Colonial Marine forces wiped out. Colony and base destroyed. Thousands are dead. Only 3 of us have survived. Only 4 of us have survived. I can only pray the damn network picks us up before the UPP does. This is the Colonial Marines. Signing off. And as we close the chapter, we get one scene still that is not revealed.
What? Wilson!
As we see Wilson sitting in the back of trading up one self for another of a Wayland Yutani escape vehicle. Hello, Wilson. Wilson doesn't respond as he looks up very angrily. You've done us a lot of trouble. How would you like to fix it? Return to your roots, as it were. Venture into the heart of darkness. And we hear the doom.
He said the name.
Wilson will return. And so we end chapter 2 of the Alien Anthology Destroyer of Worlds. Thank you. Give them everyone a round of applause for ourselves.
We fucking did it! Let's
Woo!
fucking
We
go!
all survived. And
How the fuck
as
did
a
we-
way to detox and de-stress, on the count of 3, I would like us all to take a big deep breath in and out, please. 1, 2. Thank you for playing well over the time, almost like an hour and a half, but I really appreciate y'all doing this. This was such an explosive scenario. I fucking loved it. And the only thing left to do is, one by one, can you read me your agendas for the class now that they're done?
Absolutely.
In rank order, let's go.
Iona's agenda for Act 1 was to play it safe, but don't let it look like you're playing it safe, so you can get back to your cushy desk job. Act 2, you know you won't make it without help. Ingratiate yourself to one of the squad's ultimate badasses and get them to watch over you. And Act 3, some Marines are willing to take one for the team. Not you. Cross that out. There are alien beaches out there waiting for you, so you use the squad to deliver you to safety.
Chaplain?
Chaplain's agenda in order. Chaplain's agenda, Act 1. Quietly eradicate any xenobiological evidence behind the squad's back. Kill or cut it out over the AWOLs and eliminate any witnesses if you have to. Just play stupid and don't get caught. That, of course, was what the silencer in Act 1 was for. Because I was going to be killing Lance Corporal Wright. Didn't end up doing that because the tank did that for me. The other you, Act 2. The other you is gone for now. You don't know why you were acting the way you were, but you're going to prove your loyalty and make amends. This is pretty obvious. And Act 3. Whomever was in your head is back, but a distant echo desperately to be heard. You know they are in the base waiting for you. Make sure they can never hurt you again. whatever means necessary. Now, I'd like to say for the record, I thought this meant the aliens. I thought this meant the xenomorphs were coming to hurt
Nope.
me. And I didn't realize until we managed to do it successfully that it was actually jail. So I'm just sitting here going, oh, okay, shit. But three or five or thousands birds, one stone, I'll take it. Dante.
Dante Act 1. USMC is the best of the best. So much better than those corporate commando wannabes. Be professional. You want to leave the Corps looking good, and this is your last time out. Act 2. You're so short you can smell the grass, so fuck the insurgents, fuck the UPP, and fuck the Corps. You're a Marine through and through, and you can't just desert your squad in their time of need.
Oh.
Act 3. Get whatever the fuck is inside you out before it kills you.
We did it!
And to read Hammer, who died, Hammer's Agenda 1, which was originally played by Alex, was Act 1. You're better than corporate and paramilitaries, as well as the, and I'm just going to read it as the language says, as well as the pussy Marines around you. Prove it. Act 2. Hammer's Agenda Act 2. Your teammates don't deserve to be called Marines. You must show them how a real Marine fights. Find a steady supply of X-Stims and kill, kill, kill. And if you weren't sure what Act 3 was, Agenda Act 3. You are the toughest there's ever been. Prove it by killing an alien in hand-to-hand combat. Then
Let's
get away
fucking go.
Then get away without the others, unless they earn the right to survive.
Well, did it without even knowing it.
I think you would have took at least Dante with you, because Dante showed they definitely had the will to survive. Like,
Oh yeah, Dante and Hammer were together forever. Get a commemorative tattoo on your prosthetic, like stamped in
on my stump.
in your stump. Yeah.
Get him to sign your prosthetic posthumously.
just like Hammer's dog tags as like a chain, like a not like a barbed wire, but like Dante's
like a garter.
Hammer's dog tags as like a tattoo all the way wrapped around the thigh stump.
I like that.
Amazing.
That's it. So there's nothing left to do to roll out the red carpet for my guests. In reverse order that we did introducing ourselves, so starting with Dante, with Vide, going to Arslan, and then ending with Alex. Go ahead and tell them who you are one last time, what you're doing in the future, and where they can find you.
Hey there, I'm Vide, aka Private Ruth Dante First Class. You can find me on most socials, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, etc. as Vibing with Vide. I stream Mondays and Thursdays, general variety, sometimes some TTRPG stuff. And as well, you'll find me on Sundays with Huntsman Hydra for our upcoming Alchemy RPG sponsored Lore of Aethera campaign. So really excited to be there. I use she, her pronouns. Thanks so much.
I guess it's on to me now.
Yes, sir.
I had this spiel worked out and then it fucking melted in my mouth. Hi, I'm Arslan. I use they, them pronouns or he, him pronouns. I am basically found everywhere as Law of Tsunami, your digital freighter through the worlds between, beyond, and within, where I will stream Mondays and whenever else I can, playing basically whatever happens. I also stream from time to time with Devil's Luck Gaming. I was the Arcane Imagineer Demiurge in Heroes of the Horizon and the Blunt Force Fixer or Novas in Imagine Complex, Icarus Complex, our Ultra Carbon game. And I was, of course, Warrant Officer Chaplain, your synthetic with a heart of gold here. You can find me basically anywhere, like I said, as Law of Tsunami. And also in the future, I will be sometime whenever I can get the spoons for it, running a Cortex RPG game based on Disco Elysium called Searchlight Frequency. I don't know when, but I'll let y'all know on the internet if I do.
Last but certainly not least.
Hello, I have been Alex. I use he, him, they, them pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Alder_Mancy and most other places on the internet at Aldermancy. I also am creating very, very soon more content and games on my Ko-fi at Sword Ghost and on itch.io at Sword Ghost. Every Saturday, I run a queer horror D&D campaign at noon Eastern Time called Strange Hungers. It is the love of my life, and you can find it all over on Total Party Kiss on YouTube or on Twitch. I am also playing in a charity stream tomorrow from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time with the Space Jammer, raising money and awareness for the Reproductive Rights Bundle. It has been a privilege to be here, and I am so excited to have been both Private Hammer and Certain Iona.
And I guess that just leaves me. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick Francia. You can find me at Nobleman Nick. I'm the stream producer and general I guess head of marketing here at Gehenna Gaming. We do a lot of fun. We do like great stuff. Special thanks to Free League and Roll20 for sponsoring the game yet again, and thank you to Die Hard Dice 1985 Games and Session Zero for sponsoring our stream, where you can get special code off Gehenna to get some nice discounts. But where else could you find me? Well, you're not gonna see me until I don't know, because let's see, Kingdom Hearts just ended. I don't know if Trinity is starting up again on Sunday, but they will be good. You can see me on Devil's Luck Gaming playing Trinity Sins of the Past, as well as you can catch the other episodes that are on Twitch as well in their VOD. If you want to see the most recent series I did on Carrying Comfort Studios, you can see all 37 episodes. 32 episodes of Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War, which has now completed its series finale and is completely done and all up on YouTube to consume. That's a great campaign. Watch it, listen to it, do whatever you want with it. That being said, I have special news tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Session 0 of Gehenna Gaming's finally deliver news. We announced it last year. I announced it last year. Probably my most ambitious project to date. Neon Exodus Evangelion. We're doing Session 0 tomorrow. Completely done in an original system designed by yours truly. And hopefully you'll be seeing more of that at Virtual HorrorCon, where hopefully we want a little treat there. But other than that, keep up with me on Twitter. Thank you yet again to my friends and players for just coming along the ride with us. It was a hell of a ride. Check out Adelaide as well. Adelaide's great. Not only, unfortunately, Adelaide, real old wish issues settled in, but Adelaide's coming back. She's still got one more adventure as Agent Wilson, as we are going to schedule Heart of Darkness as soon as possible now. But yeah, it's over. I love Alien. I hope you all had a great night.
It's an amazing time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it. It was really
Yeah,
fun.
you all did great. So,
Baby's first horror.
I'm going to go ahead.
Woo!
I'll play us off.
Cheers.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.